What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Kingdom Hearts Union Talks, where we talk a lot of mad shit, but we are always 100% real. We have no special guest this week because he is sleeping again. But and you guys might be able to take a guess as to who it is, but it's all good though because everybody needs to sleep, apparently. But anyways, so there's been a lot of stuff happening in the khux community, and first things first that we're going to be talking about is the survey that got released in Global. What was it, on Tuesday? Was it Monday or Tuesday?
I think it was Monday.
Yeah, Monday. So in that survey, there was like a whole bunch of questions. Of course, there was like the dislike box, which is pretty funny because they had a set character limit on it because it seems like they were expecting like 2 page, like 10 page essays exactly. with like all the things that people have been like wanting to change and whatnot. So everybody, I'm assuming that everybody, at least my viewers, already knows what it is that I had put in the survey, even though I don't play the global version anymore. But it doesn't mean that I can't give my input on it because some of the things that happen in global, like take example the sniping that happened in PvP, did get changed in global, and it also got changed in JP. So I'm only hoping that some of these changes will also affect JP as well. But what did you guys have put, like, badge? What'd you put in the survey?
I haven't filled mine out yet. I'm gonna fill it out tomorrow. I was gonna wait till after we talked about it on the podcast, but let's see if we can.
Yeah, definitely same here. But one of the things I was gonna put on there for myself, aside from just like the stuff that coming out with recently, like with PvP and everything, minus like, because I think the tier 3 fairies and tickets are in the silver tickets are already a well-known quantity, but the pacing of content, like definitely the pacing of content, because like we've been getting like a bunch of content lately, even kind of before the dual anniversary thing we're doing right now. We're getting a bit more of it, which is really nice, and I definitely want to see that pace maintained. But that's something we're also going to talk about later in the podcast as well, about that, kind of like the dual nature of the game now isn't really dual. It's kind of like one game up to a point. But definitely the content. So the content increase, I think, is something that would soothe a lot of people, just so there's actually something to do in the game, aside from just like, buy jewels and do Coliseum.
Yeah, exactly. It's just been, especially now that anniversary is going on in JP. Well, excuse me. The shared anniversary is going on right now. Which I'm not gonna get too much of details because I've already said what I had to say in a video that was posted a couple of days ago. But there has been a lot of stuff that has been going on. Looks like it's gonna continue to do that throughout the month of September. Prob, what'd you put in the survey? Have you done it already?
I did mine like a couple hours into it dropping. For me, I put on there about the silver tickets, about I would prefer if there weren't any tier 3s in there. That was one of the big ones I put in there. And like slow down a little bit on the banners. Like slow down a little bit on the banners without giving me anything else to really do with them. Since you hit a wall in Coliseum and really at a certain point in PvP, it don't even really matter. So that was one of the and the biggest one was giving us moon gems. If we could get our hands on some more moon gems, because I would really like to be able to max out my all my other proud mode keyblades. So that was the other one, the big one that I put on there.
Yeah, I made a list of 13 different things I'm gonna put on there. So a couple of notable ones was obviously the tier 3 out of silver. Tickets in PvE, Collie and Lux rewards, moon gems, like you said, permanent VIP boards.
From the so-called VIP coins that Global has going on right now.
Yeah, those limited ones. Those were great. No, you just spend $600 and you can fill out this board and get a moon gem. Well, such a good idea.
We already know somebody had apparently spent $50K in this game, so
Yeah, that was
Wait,
it.
oh, I didn't watch that video yet.
I didn't watch the video.
I clicked it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so in the video, if it's anybody who knows what we're talking about, because that video got spread pretty quickly throughout social media. But so the guy's name is Andy something is his YouTube name.
We've mentioned it before. I think we talked about episode 1 about the fairy banners.
Yeah, he was the same person who put on the fairy banner, you know, to try to show the rates and everything. Which, I mean, that video was more wrong than good in my opinion, but I mean, to each their own, so it's whatever. Because I mean, especially after he made that ridiculous response video and threw Aaron's name on there, just I don't know, to make himself seem better. But he posted a video, I think it was today or yesterday, showing the amount of coins that he got, which I think he got around like 7,000 plus. And in his title, he put that he spent over 50K in this game since he's been playing this game, which to me is insane because I personally don't want to know exactly the total amount that I do.
I don't want to know,
because everybody knows that I do spend a good amount of money in the game, but to me that's crazy. That's like somebody's yearly pay salary.
Yeah.
That shit's insane. Like that could be like one hell of a down payment to a house. That could be a car payment to a very nice car.
Dude, you could buy a car outright with that kind of money. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like, damn. It makes me wonder, like, what kind of job did this person have? Does Andy have that allows him to wail that hard? Hell, at this point, I'm surprised Cena hasn't sent him like free jewels for the amount that he spent on it.
Events.
What'd you say?
So where's his invite to the Cage 3 events?
Oh.
Basically funding the game himself.
Well, you know, I think to be invited, you have to be personable. So.
Well, you got a point.
I'd be able to fit through the door.
Yeah.
Nah, but either way,
Other things I'm going to put in the
crazy.
survey. New Keyblades, critical story mode, more cups, and one that a lot of people want are being able to remove skills from medals instead of having to destroy the entire medal to get the skill to move over.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice.
That'd be amazing, actually. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea to me.
Definitely. So, God, what else is there? We can kind of add in that. I mean, if you kind of want to play in that vein of like being able to like remove a skill off a medal, I mean, obviously it would have to cost something, up to a point. Maybe like potentially like a specialized
like a resource medal, like a Fantasia, that could be something like that, or
something like that to do that. But that kind of, or honestly, if they want to do it that way too, in a way, because let's be honest, they're never going to change traits the way the traits work. They're never going to give us a medal that's going to say, hey, you can reroll a trait to get what you want, or to, remove something. We kind of already have that up to a point with the trait medals for the featured banner medals in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But something to this, maybe like potentially transfer stuff, because you may have medals on things, because medals get so outclassed fairly quickly in this game for the most part. There are very few that really stand, the test of time, as it were. So being able to remove skills that you invested in, especially for free-to-play players who can't like always buy avatar boards to get new skills, or in this case for like those VIP coins who haven't spent much money on the game and couldn't really get any of like the AB7 maxes or the AB6 SPK 0 skills. Things they have are like carefully hoarded and hopefully carefully used. So if you could, remove those skills off medals that aren't used anymore and onto a more relevant medal, so you can keep on progressing in the game, that'd be actually a really cool thing to have. Honestly, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting to have. Be a hell of convenient for me. It would be even nice if they were to add in, like how they have like, what do you call it? The guild campaign and whatnot. It would be pretty cool if they could have a campaign, like maybe a day, a week, or something like that, where you're guaranteed like some of the good traits and like the bad traits, the traits that players are not looking for, to have them at a lower rate than like say ground and air being like the top the top trait that people want. You know?
Yeah,
I feel like
a bad idea.
Yeah, I feel like something like that they should add into the game would be nice to try to help out, the players who decide like, hey, maybe there might be a week where we might get a trait week. Let's say that. I'll make sure to keep my traits in hand so that way I can get good traits and it won't be too much of a waste. I feel like that would help a lot of players out, so that way people won't be upset. People won't understand that this is a gacha game. It's based on RNG. You never know what you're gonna get. I feel like that would change the direction of how players would look at this game. But of course, at the same time, it's pretty obvious why Square Enix in general, as a company, they're just doing it because it's part of a business.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and that's also one thing too that some players even now with the VIP coins are kind of going. It's like, only players who spend money in the game got anything. I mean, again, this is a gacha game. That is the nature of the game. If you spend money, you're going to advance. Like that's the way this works. And no matter what happens, there's always going to be a divide between free to play, VIP / casual play, and pay to play players. So yeah, I mean, that's you kind of have to like walk into these kind of games, understanding that and knowing that if you don't put money into the game, you're not going to advance as far, or you're not going to reach level of some of these higher players, or you may actually miss out on certain things because you don't pay for the game. I mean, that's kind of like the nature of it, which is pretty self-explanatory in the title of it, but people keep on seemingly forgetting that fact.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people forget that this is a mobile game and not like a console game where you just pay $60 one time and that's it.
Yeah.
Even though I know that a lot of console games, they have like DLC and stuff like that, which it looks like they're kind of going in the same direction as mobile games and whatnot. So,
yeah, they definitely tried that. EA tried that really hard with like Star Wars Battlefront 2 and got such huge backlash from it that they had to like totally stop it and like revamp everything for it. So that's definitely an aspect.
Didn't they get a lawsuit for that?
I think they got several lawsuits for that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I do know they got a lot of negative feedback. Like, if you guys think the feedback that khux got recently to drop the ratings in the app stores was bad, it was nothing compared to what EA got for that one. But that's also kind of like a different thing up to a point for DLC. There are certain DLC packs for games, I think, that come out too soon or are just like, wait, they're designed kind of in the gacha format, which is very bad. A really good example of that would be like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. When you first bought the game brand new, there were like a bunch of extra stage costume variants and like stuff and characters to get, but you had to pay for all of them, and the prices on them were pretty freaking hefty. I mean, I saw that and I was like, I'm gonna pass on all of you because there's no way I'm spending that much money on just like a few costume changes and a few extra characters. But the flip side of that is there are certain games that come out, and when they, like, for instance, God of War, for instance, just came out with their new game Plus, and that's a huge thing. And we're also supposed to be getting the Thor story arc stuff for that one and everything pretty soon as well. That kind of DLC I don't mind because that comes like almost a year plus or so, maybe like 8 months after the game's launch, and it's like that's what the game is still being worked on. I like having a game that I can beat, and then maybe like a month or two after I beat it, they release like brand new DLC story packs, so I can come back and revisit the game, and it adds to the experience. And usually they're not too horribly overly priced. DLC like that is usually like $15, which isn't too bad overall, I think, for games of that size and that caliber. So it's kind of hit or miss, but I mean, definitely want to keep the overall gacha experience out of console games because I don't think it'll work very well that way.
I don't think so either, because at the same time, a lot of these games are going digital and whatnot. So it just makes it like easy talk to be like, hey, we got this stuff and this stuff you get on into the game and whatnot, Like, it would have surprised me, even though I believe it was mentioned that it's not going to happen, that, say, Kingdom Hearts 3 would have a DLC. But thankfully, who was it? Tatsuma Nomura? I think he said that he's not a fan of it, so he's not going to be doing anything like that. So, which is a good thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there are certain games that I would make the exception of buying DLC here and there, but nothing like at a consistent like weekly thing, like say like this game, like khux. You know, that would be out of, you know, that would be something I would not do, especially for a console game. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
so, but Badge, you had to semi explain this to me earlier, but you was talking about how PvP was becoming irrelevant and whatnot. I was still a little confused about that.
Oh yeah.
I was talking to Prop about it this like yesterday, the day before, that at least for players at the top 1,000, you're constantly getting enough tickets to get the fairies that you need to evolve all your medals that you use on a regular basis. At this point, what else is there to evolve? Because like I'm running to the point where I don't even know what I'm going to evolve next. Like I literally evolved HT Zack last week for a sub slot.
Mm-hmm.
I have no intention of ever using him, but
I feel like...
Well, I think the game is actually kind of realizing that slightly, a little bit, for players who are constantly ranking that high in PvP, because these banners now are going to start putting in those kind of medals in banners, so you can pay to get them ready to go. So you don't really have to focus too much on
That's what I was about
PvP
to
to get teams to do that.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. I mean, I hope they change the non-mercy format, because I don't think overall, for players who are able and have the means to spend like constantly on those banners like that, non-mercy banners of that nature I don't think are going to be sustainable overall. Like I have a party member who he pulled like 62 times trying to get this Riku and did not get it.
62?
Oh my god.
Yeah, 62 times. He showed him 62 times and did not get that Riku. And you're just like, I thought that Sephiroth pulling to me was bad enough last time. Like I don't ever want to encounter anything like that again, which is why I had that self-imposed on a non-mercy banner 15 pulls, and that's it. I mean, even though I may really want the medal, or you know, if it's not like a Kyrie or Shion buffer, you know, god tier medal, 15 pulls is it. I'm stopping right there. And he kept on going because he really wanted that thing, and he hasn't gotten it. And he says he's done now, which I don't blame him for, at least in terms of spending for this banner, because this banner just shafted him something nasty.
Good God,
well,
that's
shit,
ridiculous.
62 pulls, at least you're going to get exactly what you want on traits. If you do get it.
That's how like the mercy pull comes in.
Oh man,
yeah.
his
I did tell him that too. I did tell him that. I was like, you might want to just wait now. I mean, you have all those trait medals, and like that mercy banner is going to come probably in like a month or two, more than likely. So if you have all those trait medals just sitting there, and you mercy like 2 or even 3 of the thing, you can get 2 for PvP and like 1 for raiding, and be pretty much okay at that point in time. But you are going to have to wait, unfortunately. So we'll see what he does. I don't know. I mean, honestly, at this point, I hope he's done pulling, because 62 times.
Yeah, I don't even know this person. I hope he's done pulling. Jeez.
I kind of wish he was done like 40 pulls ago.
Yeah.
Like that reminds me of when I was trying to go for Sephiroth VX, and I couldn't get him, and I was like, you know, doing like a pull a day to try to get him, and finally I was able to get him, and afterwards I was just like, was I pulling him just to see him in my screen, or was I pulling him just because I really needed it? You know?
Yeah.
And my buddy pulling 70 times for Kyrie, but at least that was falling price.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, when I pulled for Sephiroth, I pulled it because I needed them, and I'm not gonna lie, dude. For 2 high score challenges and like really a month, or really like a month and a half of PvE Coliseum, he was definitely my beat stick, my go-to beat stick, because he did some things. That big old single hit he used to do, but he was again like sadly outpaced pretty quick.
Yeah, no kidding. Good God.
Well, but yeah, I mean, so we're gonna see how they do that. But yeah, I mean, I do kind of agree with Badger up to a point. PvP isn't becoming like as important for players who constantly rank in the top 300. I'll tell you, top 300 really. So it's like, what are they? At this point, you're kind of just doing what you do for like raiding or for Coliseum. Really, you're just kind of like doing it for the rank, for the prestige. So you get to say, hey, I'm this rank at this point in time.
Yeah, like at this point in time, I could just give away some of the blue, like the tier 6s and 5s that I have.
Yeah, I have no reason to hold on to tier 6 fairies.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, and especially with all these banners and whatnot, with the amount that I pull, Yeah, it's almost becoming like irrelevant. Not, I mean, for your buddy, for your buddy that pulled 62 times, the only benefit he got as of now is that he's gonna have some nice sub slots. But
yeah, definitely that, yeah.
Good God.
Definitely got that.
The all PvP is now after you evolve your core medals, it's just sub slots. So
Exactly. Like, it's to the point now where, just like Aaron said, it's like either I just hold on to these blue fairies in case of anything in the future, or I just evolve some random ones and just be happy with it.
okay, she's heck.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think the only medals that are really are the only fairies now that are really gonna be important for the most part, and this is gonna be like even like kind of hit or miss, are gonna be tier 7s up to a point, and tier 8s for now, because even though we're getting tier 8 banners right now for 7 stars, there's no guarantee that's always going to be the case. They could release other medals, like say they could release like a brand new version of like Hercules. That's a tier 8 medal that's really, really good. But he's not going to come in a 7-star version. He'll only come in like an 8-star version. And then high score challenges too. You're going to need tier 8 fairies for high score challenge medals and such. So there's still a reason for those up to a point, but anything below a tier 7 for players who, again, constantly rank high in PvP, you're not really looking at like anything below tier 7 anymore. Just those 7 and 8s.
Exactly. Like at this
Well,
point,
one thing that was on my survey list was better quality VIP medals. Why don't you give us better quality VIP medals that are tier 8? That way we can use the fairies there. Like
I feel
invisible, great medal. After that, what have we gotten? Toon Roxas? Woo!
Yeah, or I guess if you're lucky enough to get any more copy medals.
Hey, can you guys imagine a copy medal being like a brand new copy? Like the last copy medal that we need is the forward power one. Can you imagine that being behind a paywall?
But it behind VIP.
Yes.
So many free-to-play players would be pissed.
Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, but that's kind of already happened. They've already released some really good things and put them behind like pretty hefty paywalls in the first place. So yeah, people will be pissed, but I don't think they'll view it as anything like really, really overly new because it's been done before, unfortunately.
True. But still, that would be ridiculous. If I were to see a tweet like that one morning for JP or Global, like, what? How would I feel?
Watch it be the tweet tomorrow.
For real. Like, watch it be a Twitter post tonight. Be like, hey, it's a VIP medal, copy medal coming in on Monday. Like, what? So.
Well, I mean, honestly, in a lot of ways, when JP first got that Kyrie EX VIP banner, people in Global were just like, what the fuck just happened? What did we just see? And why isn't that in Global just yet? And then there are players who are going like, well, I'm free to play, and this would never help me because I don't buy VIP, so I would lose it anyway. So it's still behind a paywall. I mean, the backlash they kind of got from that one would be kind of similar. Probably a little worse, but it'd be pretty similar to that, I'm willing to bet.
Probably. But still, though. That would be hilarious, though. Alright.
It would be something.
So, we're going to jump over on something that was not on something that we were going to talk about, because there's still another thing that I want to talk about. But I'm gonna put Papa on the spot because it seems like he's spreading his way of Dokkan to everybody except for one person.
Can't help it. Can't help it, man. Dokkan's a great game. It's a great game. I'm telling you need to be about that life. And if anybody is rejoicing and being like, "Oh my God, they gave us coins and shit," well, I don't know if you read the Twitter, but there were quite a lot of people that were ripping on KHUX for copying a little celebration that's going on in Dokkan right now, and that we've done before, but is happening right now for us, and is apparently now happening for y'all. Of course, not in the same capacity.
Well, you wanna explain how it's done in Dokkan?
In Dokkan Battle, they've done it 2 times before this, and usually they're doing like super big celebrations and stuff. Either like yearly anniversaries or some kind of download celebration. Right now, it's the 250 million download celebration in Dokkan, and this is, I think, like the longest amount of time that they've done this. But for the past year, from July, like the very beginning of July, to like the early August. Any stones for every 50 stones you spent in there in that period of time for about a year, you are guaranteed a ticket. And a shitload of people pulled a hell of a lot in the past year because there were a whole bunch of really good units and banners and stuff that came out. So this time around, they included a bunch of other units like Ultra Instinct Goku. They essentially give you a banner with every Dokkan Fest unit on it. I believe LRs were also on it, which are that game's version of EXs. But you use tickets to summon on it. So let's say you went the whole year and you tried to go for a banner and you tried to go for a banner card and you didn't get them, but you got a decent amount of tickets. There's a chance you can get that card and that banner, and you didn't. I mean, technically, you spent money to get those tickets, but you didn't have to spend any extra money if you were like for real free to play. It's just every 50 stones you spend. But if you spend more, you get more tickets. But it's RNG, so you could have a crap load of tickets, and because you whale out, you may get a bunch of units you don't need anymore, and just end up selling them for points, and just be trying to get an LR or that one card you need, so it's like a real needle in a haystack. Versus if you don't spend a lot and you have a limited amount of tickets, or you don't pull the rainbow stuff right away, then you could come away from that ticket banner literally like stocked and ready for anything that's going to be coming your way, kind of thing. And it's kind of seems like that's what Khux is trying to do, only they made it the board way, so you don't pull random medals. And I'm curious, would you guys have rather it been like a banner like Dokkan, where you get coins, and the coins, I don't know, like every 10 coins you can do a multi on a banner with a guaranteed EX of, like a guaranteed something in it, like, or would you rather it be something else? Like everything up until Rico, you could be guaranteed to pull in there.
I'd be down for it.
I like the banner. One thing I will say the boards have.
But throw Kyrie EX. Nominate just left, so I don't think she would be in there. But throw Kyrie EX in there. Kyrie EX Kai. Any EX Kai medal, any EX medal gets to go in there, including the organization medals. Go in there. The ones that have come out so far go in there because they're special banners.
That'd be a hell of a banner.
Would you rather it be that?
Help a lot of people.
But would you rather it be that with you be able to get whatever, like it's like a free for all. Like you don't know what you're gonna get. Just boom, 10 coins, you're guaranteed 10 units from there.
Well, that'd be no different from the banner that's going on in Global right now with the No Mercy Riku.
Yeah, the only difference is the only downside of that I can see is that it'd be like the Non Mercy we have now for Riku, but if everything was in there like that, then you also would have a chance to get a lot of things you don't really want or need. Like the percentage you get, like certain medals wouldn't be as high. Obviously, because there's more things in there, but man, overall, if they put it in that format, I'd be down for that. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
You would get a lot of medals, which means a lot of trade rolls, and it would help a lot of the average casual player.
But that means in Khux no, I was gonna say that would mean that in Khux that means the banners would have to be split apart and not a weekly thing. Because in Dokkan it's like what, a monthly thing you said, Prof?
Yeah, in Dokkan we get banners every month. In Dokkan, it's one of the things that I like, because for Dokkan Battle you can have like saved up your stones for a while, a banner drop. And it's not like, oh man, it just dropped, I only got these 2 weeks or whatever. Like in Dokkan, if it's a big Dokkan Fest thing, which is like the special cards, I guess you could technically call them primes. Only there aren't really tiers like that, but I guess you can call Dokkan Fest unit the primes of this game for anyone that doesn't know anything about Dokkan. But man, I just like that system a whole lot better, man. It's just like you have to like really dive on in there, and like once you play both, like I'm trying to get Aaron to play it. That's why I'm trying to get I don't know if he's going to. I'm trying to get Damo to play it too.
Oh hey Damo, hey, welcome buddy.
Hey, you woke up.
Hey, come on.
Well, a little late join, but it's a good. What's up, buddy? How you?
We're just talking about Dokkan and stuff.
Hey guys, how you doing? Yeah, good.
But
it's just a better. So like I've gotten you to play it, and well, go back to it, Lost, and I got Badger into it, and he hasn't put his phone down since I.
He's wailing like all hell.
He spent money already.
He's
he
already
wailing.
Money.
And Ice plays it too. The only people that don't play it in here are Aaron and Damo. I mean, they can tell you straight up, it's pretty free to play friendly.
It is. Like, you don't have to spend a single cent.
You want to talk?
Oh, you don't have to.
Did.
You absolutely don't have to. You stone every single mission that you do. So
no, I know. I messaged you on that one. But Damo, since you joined in, we were talking about how wait, what were we talking about again?
About you put me on the spot and said Dokkan.
Oh yeah, we were talking
and
about.
then we were talking about the coin system thing, the ticket banner, the 225, the ticket banner versus the coins because they're similar.
Yeah, how like the comparison, like how khux is pretty much like taking away Dokkan's like idea of how to do this system and whatnot. So
I think Cena reached a point where they're going like, you know what, we're getting slammed by negative feedback. Oh look, Dokkan's doing something right. Okay, we're just gonna borrow that idea and try and make our player base happy at this point in time because we're tired of being yelled at.
I don't think that's ever gonna stop though. Sorry, Cena.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what happens. There's still gonna be.
Well, it would help if they didn't have like social media mistakes every other day. It's like, oh, we're gonna have these coins. Everyone wakes up. Where's my coins?
Oh, like the random notifications we got?
Push notifications, yeah.
The notifications and the leak stuff that was coming.
Well, bear with me then. So I'm gonna kind of add on to that. I do kind of want to bring this up a bit. I mentioned it earlier, and this is something that Damo got me thinking about when he spoke about it in a previous video earlier this week, and that is the game itself. It seems we have a development team that is working on one game, but they've been releasing it in several different regions, at different times because obviously JP started first. So at this point in time, it's almost like we're caught up for the most part. I mean, the only thing that Global is really behind is story content, but it might be that they're releasing these notifications now because the games now are the same thing for the most part. I mean, there's not really there's still a Global and a JP version, but they're not really different anymore overall. I mean, we pretty much have the same things, the same events going on. We're pretty much at the same power level. So there's not that huge power disparity anymore that necessitated the games being, managed a little differently or like enemies being like dumbed down in Global because obviously we hadn't reached that particular power point yet or so on and so forth. So it seems like we're coming like actually one whole game. And if that one whole game, kind of leads us into having like two birthdays, as it were, kind of like we're doing now. I mean, again, hopefully JP gets everything that Global gets from their anniversary in April. But if they're reaching that point, then those notification errors could be because of that. They could be going like the games are on the same point now, so everything is on the same clock for the most part. Like if JP is supposed to get X banner, then so is Global. So it hits there at the same time, even though technically it's earlier for us than it should be. Mm-hmm. Just because it's on the same thing. So, I mean, I'm curious about your guys' thoughts on like the game pretty much being like the same game now. It's really one game.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's 100%. I mean, it's just like you said, the same game. Like, there's a couple differences. Like, story-wise, they are a bit behind. There are some like resources that Global has that JP's has. The differences between banners, Global's banners are better than JP, but it's not too much of a difference. But there is a difference that changes the way that affects people's gameplay.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing between Global and JP is the fact that due to some lawsuit that happened in Japan, which funny enough was related to Dokkan Battle. They made gacha laws in JP, making it so that whatever medal that you pull, like take example like an EX medal, the rate would not be so terribly low that you have a better chance of pulling them in JP than global, which is why, you know, whenever people say in social medias that, you know, JP rates are better and whatnot, sometimes they have been, but sometimes they ain't. But you got to think overall, it's still the same game. And if it's the same meta and whatnot, I highly doubt they're going to change anything different from it. But it's not only that, but of course they made it so basically the law, just to sum it up, is that you don't want to overprice whatever it is that you're trying to, like, gamble in a way. Because, like, take example like your buddy and the fact that he had to do like 60-some pulls and still no Riku. Over here in Japan, that something like that wouldn't happen. Like at one point in time, even if say like the banner wasn't a mercy in Japan and somebody pulls so many countless times, at some point the game is going to be like, okay, well, we're going to have to give it to him, because if not, then, you know, a potential another lawsuit can happen because of it. So that, I mean, that's just my experience from playing both games. And you know, of course, everybody knows that I did quit global, and I'm just focusing now on JP. But like those are like the big differences so far to what I've seen between both games. And I have played global since day one, and then JP I jumped into it probably 7 months after global's first release. So that's just me, though. I mean, I know not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really mean in terms like. I mean, I do. You're right on the banner pools. I didn't really mean like the banner pools. I mean more like the events and such. Like the events that we're getting and everything are, at this point in time, actually now mirroring each other. You know, up to a very. I mean, there are slight differences, but on the whole, they're pretty much mirroring each other. Which again, I think would explain the tweet notification errors we've been getting, because they're going like, okay, well, you know, JP got the chasm and the training mode, and so do we at the same time. And I imagine that any kind of events going on in the future, it's gonna be the same way. JP's gonna get them, and Global's gonna get them like right after when the game updates. So I mean, it's kind of reached that point. But yeah, definitely the difference in the banner pools is definitely more in JP's favor in that regard.
Even though they have skipped Global has skipped like a whole bunch of events and whatnot in the past. And even
challenges.
And even now, there are some medals that Global has missing that JP has so far had, like Squall Cloud, which was a high school challenge for us in JP, and all of a sudden, for some reason, Global didn't get it. Same issue with Nick and Judy B. At this point, you know, nobody really wants it, even though technically it still can be a usable medal. But you know, it's just like
little things
like
Nick and Judy B's, I'll take one, but.
Oh,
yeah, right.
Of course.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to JP and whatnot, I feel like due to in real life stuff events that happens in Japan, it's probably why we do get a whole lot more things compared to over here in Global. Even though, as of lately, though, Global has been getting like a whole bunch of things that JP is not planning to get anytime soon, like the Toy Story, and I think there was something else, but I can't remember. But it's like examples like that. But whenever people bring into the argument of like, you know, oh, JP gets this and gets in that, you know, you never hear them say like, well, they kind of didn't get this and that, because of course it's always going to be one-sided.
Yeah, sure.
Which can be annoying as all hell, but you know, I just stay quiet half the time, just because it's a waste of time, just even trying to explain it.
Since you quit Global, you don't get to report on it anymore. Just so
no. Yeah, no more.
No news updates, nothing. Yeah. You don't play the game, you don't get to do updates on it.
Oh man.
You have to delete it off your phone.
Yeah, you have to delete it or it doesn't count.
Oh man, well I guess it doesn't count. I'm still playing Global, guys. Even though I still have it on my phone and don't open it.
I want to see a video of you deleting it.
No, it's enough. You gotta delete every single medal first, so you're not tempted to come back.
You know, if that was the case, like if like I legit quit and everything like that, then that would mean that everybody else who makes or talks about like content, and not that I'm putting you on the spot, Damo, or anything like that. I'm just giving like a hypothetical example.
I'll bring it on.
But you know, if that was the case, then you know, to everybody who's like making JP content all of a sudden, it's you know, why are they not playing the game? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was kind of the point, but yeah.
So
my philosophy with like JP has always been, this is a guidebook for what we're about to go through, and especially being a free to play, it's like if you have the guidebook right in front of you, it's like everything that's going to happen in a few months' time, a week's time, you know, as the timeline got shorter and shorter, is going to happen to you. You'd be crazy not to look at it, especially because like I got caught out when I first started. Like everyone saved up to pull for illustrated like Kingdom Hearts 1 Kairi, and I was like, oh, I only have 2,000 jewels, and everyone saved up their 30,000, got Kairi, and it's now blowing me away. And I was like, never again. And that's literally the point at which like, all right, well. You know, I'm looking at the next things coming out. Okay, the next thing coming out is Ariel and Sebastian, and Ariel and Flounder and Sebastian. I'm like, I will be ready for that. And that's literally when I started making content. I was like, I just got caught out. If you guys want me caught out, this is what I'm gonna do. And if you guys want to follow, then I'll make guides for it basically. And here we are. However many years later it is, I think a year and a half, 2 years later or whatever.
And it's like, and thus Damo was born.
No, but the good thing is about you and how you do your videos and whatnot. Not only do you go into detail about what topic it is that you do, but the thing is though, you don't give bad advice. You don't give advice that, you know, you just think out of the blue and just assume that it's the right thing. That's one thing that I respect about you specifically, compared to like some of the other khux YouTubers out here. Is that, you know, you say it how it is, you know, even if the content is not out in JP, you give a prediction of what it could be and whether or not, you know, or what you can do with whatever content it is coming out. You know, that's why I enjoy watching your videos and whatnot, because that's something that I like seeing, you know, as somebody who makes content, you know, they're 100% real with their viewers, and they're not gonna like, what's the word?
Dig them around?
There you go.
Or charge them for the information.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a good thing about you, and I feel like we should need more people like that. But of course, done correctly, not in a way where it's like you trying to, what's the right way to say it?
Recommend?
Recommend on the content or whatever it is they're talking about, or not like exactly like copying what it is that, say, like one other person is saying, and you're gonna put in the same thing after that. So it's just like little things like that, you know.
Or copying their thumbnails.
Just like anything in general when it comes to just like copying any other content creators' things, you know. Just got to be unique about it, you know. Do your own thing, you know. I think it's okay. Like myself, like I watch your content, but it doesn't mean like I'm over here saying like the exact same thing that it is that you said, or anything related to it, you know.
My opinion's always been like, you can never really have enough voices on a subject, especially like, I mean, I've got my ideas about things, and I'll happily say them, and I'll be like, you know, I'm typically a very, very, very cautious player, which you sort of need a balancing act. You need the people that are a bit more headstrong and like, look, we've got the resources here. At some point, you have to spend them. And I don't know, there are some people that are probably like a little bit too quick on the trigger to pull whenever something looks good. And so I guess like a happy medium between. But, I mean, I'm saying even as like a more free to play stance, where it's like you literally only have X amount of jewels coming in every, you know, week, month, what have you. And like I said, I typically hang on for sometimes too long. So I'm happy for people to watch all kinds of different, you know, different play styles, different accounts. You know, if they watch your videos and they see you taking it into Coliseum, you're taking it into PvP, and they go, oh wow. I mean, I know Damo said hang on a little bit, but god damn, that thing really is really, really strong, and I can see how much it's improved his game. That might actually be worth, from my account, pulling. That might, you know, patch up a few of my weaknesses. So I'm super happy to have.
I mean, that's true for everyone. Everyone's account is different. So
100%. You can never give advice to the entire community, because God knows what you've pulled. You know, you may have got a really, really good AoE, you know, negative grounds defense medal. And so I would give advice from that perspective, going, okay, well, I don't need any more AoEs with potentially grounds on them. And then, but that doesn't help out the other 75% of the people that don't have that exact medal that I'm talking about. And
same traits either.
Traits don't matter. What are you talking about?
yeah, okay, sure.
But I mean, and that's why, like, you know, like here very, very soon, I'm gonna be doing like free-to-play videos, but on the JP side, you know, because you know, you already have somebody who's already doing free-to-play videos in general. You have somebody who's already doing free-to-play like guides and whatnot for the global side is what I'm talking about already. So it's just like, you know, yeah, it can be good to have like two different voices and whatnot, but I feel like if that person has already been doing it for a long time, for me at least, I set myself a rule where I don't want to like jump into somebody else's territory. I kind of want to.
You just basically step on toes, man.
Well, yeah, but it's two different versions though. It's the way that I see it. I don't know. Everybody to each their own, you know. But
yeah,
I mean that's the only reason why, like, once you know this free to play account is ready, you know, it's all caught up and everything. Yeah, I'll do videos on that, like on how I would do it on the JP side with whatever medals I would have. I mean, I feel like that'll be like the biggest difference, just like you said, would be not only like the face of the person who is actually making it, but also like the setup one that's going to be a little different, because you know there's not always going to be that one setup that's going to be the one to complete everything. So it's always going to be many. Not. So that's why you have like so many YouTubers who's you know, making content for this one game, like you, me, Aaron, Octo, I don't know, a whole bunch of other people. So
Andy.
Well, I don't know if you would count that.
No, I don't.
This game is
a YouTube content creator. Sorry.
This game is a funny one because, like, a lot of my guides going forward will probably have, you know, Mrs. Incredible and Violet in it. Well, at least until, you know, if I get Ava, well, maybe I can live without it. But I mean, if you make videos that are in the JP side, you won't even have those medals. You'll have to, you know, find other ways around that. So no matter when you start in this game, there's always going to be like, you know, like, I don't know, HPO was a standard for a while, but anyone that started after that point was, you know, shit out of luck when it came to that. So again, there's never really enough voices. There's never really different, you know, account ages, or, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's always going to be someone who's finding your content for the first time and goes, oh shit, I didn't, you know, buy that particular medal. I didn't find that particular medal. I need to find different options. Okay, how can I beat this thing without trying to turtle? How can I beat it without trying to overwhelm with strength like this guy has? I think you can have enough options when it comes to content creators for trying to help the community, man. If that's our goal, then surely we should all be, you know, working together. And I don't know, I will never make a video on a subject. Sorry, I will try and make a video on my subject before I watch anyone else's, because I just want to have, you know, my opinions and my thought process go first. But like you were saying before, I do not want to regurgitate what someone else is saying. Like, I want to go in and think, okay, if people are here to see my thought process, then I want to get that out as unclouded and untainted as possible first. I'll check out other content creators after, not off in crazy land, but I don't know, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because you don't want to make it seem like you've watched that person's video and, you know, you change up a few words and then automatically people think that it's something that you said first, especially if it was somebody who was you know, bigger than whoever it is that they watched, you know, because they might be something that you know, they take example, they watch from you and then all of a sudden you put it in their video and then it gets rewatched. That's like, okay, like, if you don't want to give credit where credit was due, we'll start doing your own research and whatnot, you know? That's just me though, because I mean I've had that situation before, and I personally do not like it. But you know what? All I can wish for is that karma will hit him in the ass. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, like, for my videos, I kind of take a slightly different take on that one a little bit. Like, I like to do things with my setups first in the videos. So, for instance, I'll watch Damo, I'll watch Octo, I'll watch Lost a little bit because, you know, for some events the JP thing does mirror the global one, so I can watch Octo, or so I can watch Lost and see what Lost did and go, okay, so this is what it's kind of like. Or I can watch Damo and go, that's a good point too. But when I do my videos, I like to put it in there and go, okay, this is what I did for my video. This is my idea for it. But if you guys need help with a different aspect of it, or for instance, I'll recommend Damo a lot more often than myself. But like, if you guys are more free to play and are looking for more free to play setups, you know, go look at Damo because he did this and he shows you how to do it really, really well. Or if you guys are more in the like JP types for metals or anything, I'll say go watch Lost video for his damage showcase, so you can see what that metal does, if it's worth pulling for or not, you know, that kind of thing, so people can see him in action or anything. But I kind of like to do that at the end of the videos after I do my run. So I'm like, here's my version, and then I like to recommend other YouTubers and get that content spread out there with other people, so get more people more ideas, more viewpoints to come out, and so they can, like, you know, pick, hey, you know what, Aaron's idea didn't work for me, but you know what, the Lost idea there, that works for me. Or, you know, hey, maybe, like, you know, Octo's idea didn't work there, but you know what, Damo's setup, that one worked for me. You know, that kind of situation. That's what I really want to foster between the community. So there's like a bigger pool for people to learn from or to get ideas from in order to progress past more difficult content.
Now, one thing I do want to mention, which I find hilarious, and Badger saw this in a post earlier this afternoon, was no, I just find this hilarious. When someone had posted on Facebook saying how players who have put money into the game apparently have no right to give advice on.
Oh God, I didn't respond to that. I saw that, and honestly, I did everything I could to not respond to that one, because if I responded to that one, it's probably going to be so, you know, freaking horrible that I just need to stay away from that situation. But yeah, I know.
Sure, I'll respond to it.
Oh, we know you would.
Let's spend money in the game, and a few select free-to-play people like Damo, who know what the fuck they're doing. I assume you do if you're spending money in the game. Otherwise, I don't really know why you're playing it, Andy. Yeah, I think we kind of have an idea what the hell we're doing. So maybe our advice would probably be better than some random cheap-to-play or free-to-play person that might put a skill on a medal and then put that medal to try to move the skill over to a different medal and lose the skill and then pretend like, oh, I don't know what the hell I did. Okay. Like,
yeah, like
just because you put money in the game does not mean your opinion or your advice doesn't count. If anything, it's the other way around.
Exactly. Like, take example, like the that free to play guide that I did with who was it? Axel? Yeah, Axel.
Yeah.
You know, I did that live on a live stream and whatnot. Hey, guess what? I didn't see a single comment with people saying like, oh, you know, you put money in the game and whatnot, so I can't follow your advice and everything. I'm just gonna go find another video and dislike this. Like, no, it's like that video was like probably like my top 10 highest viewed video, just because it helped out so many people with that setup that I discovered live. So
yeah,
it's just examples like that you know, if somebody really wanted to get into that argument and try to fight with me against that, then I'm gonna just throw it down in their face and be like, look, I did this, and hey, guess what? It worked out for a lot of people, so you can shut the hell up.
If anything, it actually probably gives us more ground, because we can do it the whale way, we can do it the cheap-to-play way, we can do it the VIP way, we can do it the free-to-play way. Tell me what kind of medals you have, I'll try to make a setup for you. We'll help you get through the event. If someone went to Aaron and needed help on a high school challenge or organization event, but they're only VIP to play or even free to play, it's like, I only have these medals, I don't have Kairi Kai, or I only have Shion EX. It's like, okay, well, this is what I got, this is what I can work with. Let's try to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if a whale comes in asking for advice on a PvP setup, and for some reason they can't do PvP, help them then.
That would be something too. A whale needing help in PvP.
Aaron, help me.
Good scrub.
I saw you got in the top 10 in the Coliseum this month or last month. Please help me.
Yeah.
That'd be something, man. But
actually, I thought it was kind of funny. You got top 10. I didn't even try. I got 15th. I don't even know how I got 15th. Honestly, I think nominate helped a lot, but like I don't have.
that's something a whale would say.
Simba.
That's something a whale would say.
You can quote me on that.
Like I think nominate helped me out. Shut up.
I'll be honest with you guys. Nominate did not get me my rank 4 spot in Coliseum last month. That was gonna be totally my new Riku medal. That was it was all that.
Oh yeah, that fucking OP motherfucker.
I don't know what they're trying to insinuate.
Who claimed that nominate was this great PvP medal, which it does produce 90%. It's more than the 80%. Ooh, an extra 10.
What did you just say to me?
That it was such a great PvP medal. You called me out. I'm like, it's really not a great PvP medal. It's really good PvE, and I've shown that it's really good for raids.
Oh
PvP,
yeah.
No, not really.
I mean, the only thing it's good for in terms of PvP is that if you are lacking a buffer of some kind, it can help you with your buffs, but it won't do much for debuffs against your opponent. Right. So I mean, it can be used in that regard, but yeah, overall, that's not gonna help you.
This guy was so hung up on it. He commented 2 days later saying he beat me in PvP. Like, okay, fine. I went back and swept him.
Oh yeah, I saw that actually.
Oh, you beat me 2-1. Well, I beat you 2-0.
Yeah.
Speaking about Coliseum, what I didn't see since apparently I quit global.
Apparently, like magic.
What skill did you guys get? Because we got attack Mu 8.
Yeah.
We have
attack boost 8.
Attack boost 8.
That's a good skip from.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying, like guys, like I mean, like in terms of events, like the game is kind of mirroring each other for that kind of stuff now. So I was like, okay. I mean, I saw that JP got AB8, and so did we. I'm kind of surprised that Coliseum is only giving us just a regular AB8 and not like a non-max skill for Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if that's the case, I'm wondering how hard they're going to make Coliseum this month. If it'll be a little easier to rank because the skill isn't like a hugely sought after skill or anything, you know?
Well, my buddy who's free to play, that's in my JP party, he said that Coliseum is like super easy. For this month.
I think what I like about Roboloid is he does that graph with all the rounds in it, and he even said that this was a pretty easy month.
Oh, he's the one that does that?
Yeah. He has a logo on
it. I didn't know that. That's dope. No, that's one for the community, boy. That man, you don't know how many times I use that when I'm stuck.
Yeah, that's what I be doing too.
So, yeah, honestly, I will wait for Roboloid's picture to be posted. Like usually, since some people are awake earlier than I am, for the updates from Robo, they'll post it in my party's Discord. But dude, every month I am scouring that thing, going, okay, what rounds am I going to avoid? What am I going to hit? You know, what do I know I cannot get past, like, you know, the centipedes last month. And I'm pretty sure this month you're not going to want to encounter, like, a Sephiroth after, like, you know, tier 16 or something.
Well, you got a point. What's on Sephiroth,
though? Nothing. He's just probably going to start beating him at that point in time.
Speaking about Sephiroth, did you guys see that tweet last night?
Yeah. Oh, he looks so good.
Oh my god! I cannot wait until
we were mentioning that he was dabbing while he was attacking.
I did not notice that. I was just so hyped for Sephiroth until somebody mentioned, like, look real close. I'm like, oh, he is. Like, oh, like he's already being cocky as shit.
Us in half and then hit us with the dab. Oh.
It's like hit us with the dab with your giant 7-foot-long fucking sword.
It's like, beat me with your sword. What?
Yeah, a Sephiroth avatar board costs 5,000 jewels, and everything in it sucked. Would you still buy it?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, I would. I don't care. You give me every1. I don't care.
Speaking of the boards, hey, Lost, what came in those new boards?
We don't know yet until tomorrow morning. But those boards look real nice, though.
Dude, yeah, I know. It's been a while since I've been tempted to change my current avatar's setup or outfit. But I saw that thing, I was like, I want to be a glowing fireworks thing.
Yeah, my avatar looks stoned.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Shoot, my free-to-play avatar looks stoned.
I got the dumb look with the Pence hair and the clown cage too, clothing. Yep, he looks
Oh
completely
God.
baked.
No, I still got the Terra hairstyle from like what, almost 2 years ago, and the cloud outfit going on.
The Terra hair.
Heck yeah. I'm surprised I even still use that to this day. But that Coliseum, that new hairstyle that we got for Coliseum, that might
That
be
looks really good.
Yeah, I might just change it to that because it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I like the. I don't know. I mean, the way they look is really cool. I was surprised at how cool those new avatar boards actually look.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely something I want to keep. I mean, I was like, I mean, for the most part, I tend to be pretty stationary with my my setups. I mean, the only thing that prompted me to change my old setup was you needed like max skill perk to get your DBs going off and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I've seen those, I'm just like, it's gonna prompt a new change probably.
Yeah, not only
Yeah,
that,
that's
I
another
mean,
thing.
we're also getting that raid boss too, which is like a big old, what's the word?
It's a big old merry-go-round.
There you go.
Carousel, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, with a horse on top.
Yeah, it looks cool.
But my thing is though, like, since we just got the level cap to 800, which I think is ridiculous because like I could care less about rating because it's such a pain in the ass to even get another level. But I'm really curious to know if those avatar boards will carry a new luck skill that'll make us get way more than what we need now that the level cap is
I
increased.
would have thought they would have put a new luck
Plus
skill
3?
in those new VIP boards, which is why I was so shocked that, like, hey, here's AB4 Lux plus plus. I was like,
Yeah, what the hell are they thinking?
AB4 Lux plus. Why
that-
would you
is
put an
that actually, like,
AB4?
Is that a new skill? Like, have we had AB4 Lux
No,
plus
it
before?
started at AB5.
Yeah.
AB5 max
Right.
Lux 2 is
Yeah.
what
They
we
invented
had.
a new shittier skill.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I mean, honestly, like, out of anything in those new VIP boards, honestly, I will probably buy Fantasia Mickey B's before I buy AB4 Lux plus plus skills.
Well, you'd never use
No,
it.
how about a
You'd have to be
DB4
like,
max? Don't
we
think
can
about it
one
at
of
that
your
point.
good medals.
No, the only time like those specific medals did actually help out would be high score challenges. For me at least, because I always make it a goal because it's the only way I get into top 100, especially in JP because JP, damn, it's competitive as all hell for high score challenges. But
Yeah.
those attack boosts, whatever, with an APP max attached to them, help so much, especially when you're not using a buffer.
Yeah, definitely. It's just the only issue with those ones is the RNG game. But yeah, I'm totally with you there. I do the exact same thing sometimes.
Yeah, because I want to make sure that I got full percentage to get the best score. But either way, though, it's just like, whew. But yeah, no, we won't know any details. Like, so far, we already know is September 15th to October something. I think it's like the first week. But the avatar boards and then the raid boss, and then I feel like there might be 2 more banners tomorrow morning. But I'm only going this by our 2nd anniversary, especially now that we're getting foretellers again. I feel like they could pop out tomorrow morning. But
Do you think they're going to be just like their Tier 7 counterparts? Just all like Ava, same multiplier as her, do the same thing that she does, but for their specific type, and maybe introduce some new mechanic with Era because he does like an extra buff of something? Because that's what his was originally, is he gave a extra upright whenever he did his special. So it was always, if you had to use him for a limited amount of time in a high score challenge, you could easily get that one upright strength real quick and boost your damage. So I'm wondering if they'll do something like that with him, but whatever new buff cap is coming.
Yeah, I was about to say, if they were to do a buff cap, then that would be a sign right there. If Era were to do that again. Like, instead of like +7, it'll be like +8 or +9, whatever it is that they decide to jump to.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I think in a lot of ways, I think that the buff cap is going to be a foregone conclusion that it's going to be increasing soon.
New Kyrie?
But the only question is now is, like, maybe that is actually why they installed that overwrite mechanic on, like, Kyrie and Shion and now Ava.
That would make them useless.
Because, I mean, like, they don't want people who are able to get EA on those medals to reach the new max buff cap. So now you're going to have to go in there with that medal in like the first spot, so it gives you your buffs without being overwritten, and then have like a medal like the prime medals to get you the rest of the way to your max buff caps going forward. And that actually makes a lot of sense to me in terms of like for like long-term projects, like because people if they see Kyrie or Shion now, they just like they immediately go, okay, it's Kyrie or Shion, I have to get it just because of how important they've been in the past, and that's a fair thing. They have been that important in the past with their releases. So I think people tend to get a little blinded by like all they see is, look, it's Kyrie and Shion. They don't really see into the future going like, hey, this is an overwrite. So you can't, if you get E on this medal or if you get this medal, it puts you there constantly. You can't get higher than that. So that it makes sense to like, hey, you know what? How are we going to get people to still want to pull medals to buff themselves if they already have like these medals that do this so much of the thing? Hey, we'll get these new awesome buffers that can't get past a certain point, even with EA. So you have to get a new buffer of some kind to reach that new buff debuff cap. That'd be a pretty smart thing to do.
That's what I was saying the day that the new Kari came out. I was like, okay, overwrite, so they're future proofing right now. Because like it's so freaking strong that even if they doubled the current buff cap, you could just extra attack back up to it. But no, the fact that it's overwrite means that no, you're gonna have to use it in conjunction with other buffers. That's why I saw other prime medals coming out, and you can sort of see they fit the entire spectrum of things you might need to buff. Like the Riku and Mickey one raises general strength, and it's like, okay, well, let's say the buff cap goes up to plus 13. You could do Kairi, then that one, and you get up to plus 13 while still doing good damage. And then you have the other ones that buff the rest of your upright, buff your magic, buff your power, buff your strength, what have you. So they're definitely, I don't know, the second I saw that, I was like, okay, we can still be making really competitive setups here. And then they'll just cycle in a new Kairi every, 6 months, what have you.
Definitely, and also since the prime medals are attribute locked as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like if the prime medals are like locked into like for instance, Riku versus Roxas, that does your magic. That's it. So you're not going to get speed or power. So if you're using any kind of like multi-key blade, like Fairy Stars, that's only going to help you for slot 2, slot 3, and your pet slot. So you kind of have to like mix and match. You have to get the other ones as well to have more setup options in order to use things, or whatever keyboard you have. You need to focus on those ones, which is that's an absolute great business mechanic right there. I mean, when you really get down to it, that's a really, really good business mechanic.
Problem is only half of the prime medals even buff general attack, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, not many do, but yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. But either way, though, one thing we mentioned, Damo, which I know that you mentioned it in your video about the survey, but we all pretty much like said what we had said in our survey. What did you put in case there are some people who don't know who you are or haven't watched that video yet?
Oh god, you're talking about 24 hours ago, man. That's a long time. I think in my video I was sort of thinking like, well, when I first came into this game, I was sort of more interested in the story, so I think I answered like, I'd love to get back to the story. The same sort of thing, just echoing what a lot of the community sentiment is right now. Just if we can get tier 3 fairies out of silver tickets, but also distribute them a lot more. Like it's a server with let's say 100 to 120,000 active players, and gold tickets are only being handed out to the top 3,000. I don't know, which I guess like putting in a VIP every week, I guess is an option to get around that, which
I don't
that
think...
definitely created a demand, and then I don't know, I would be really curious to see how many VIP sales that's driven, given that they brought it back seemingly every week now. Potentially, I'd say it's worked for them, but we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah,
Chopper and I were talking about it earlier in the week, and we figured out that it doesn't take much to figure out. If they put a gold ticket in VIP every week, and you buy VIP every week, getting top 1,000 is the same rewards as top 100.
Yep. Because in top 1,000 because bronze tickets don't matter. Everybody knows they don't matter.
No, of course
at this point. So Because what you get at least 1 gold, right? And if you're within the top 1,000, you get 1 silver, 1 gold, and like 1 bronze or whatever the bronze amount is.
I think it's 1, 2, and 2. I think for top 1,000.
Okay, 1, 2, and 2. Okay, well then that still means you would be getting the same rewards just about as if you ranked in top 100. Because if you do VIP, you're getting that extra gold ticket if they continue this up. So you literally only have to go as far as be top 1,000 if you do VIP to get the same rewards as someone who grinds as hard to be in top 100.
And doesn't do VIP.
Exactly.
Like me. What?
Yeah, you're free to play, aren't you?
Heck yeah, man. But I guess one of the last things that we were gonna say for next week, but I figured, well, since we got extra time, I don't see why not. What do we think is coming up for anniversary later this month? Because yeah, it's still the beginning of the month. It's like September 2nd right now in Japan. But what do you guys think could be coming out later?
Foretellers, the rest of the foretellers, the buff, the damaged and debuff cap increase, and a high score challenge of some kind, of course.
God, that'd be nice.
I wouldn't be surprised to see
Masters and Masters medal.
Oh god, dude! If there's a Masters medal like that, I bet that would be like the first like big time upright reverse buffer debuffer thing. It'd be like Kairi Shion buffers who?
That'd be something, and then like the following week, new Kairi and Shion comes out.
Oh god, just why would you? No, don't say that.
The only reason why they wouldn't do a Master of Masters or Lucia medal is because that would confirm whether they are actively good or evil, right? Every single other medal in the entire game, if it's an upright medal, they're always good. Reverse, they're always bad. With the only exception being Roxas and Shion are reverse and upright. Right, but that's only when they're in the organization are they reverse medals. And I guess you could be like, okay, well, I guess they're working for the quote unquote bad guys, so that's why they're. But you know what I mean? Like if they came out and said, okay, Master of Masters is a reverse speed, then it's like, okay, so he is evil, and there's no more gray areas to that. He is an evil character. That's why I was like,
too much about him yet. So
what would you do, Damo, if you saw the Master of Masters medal and like the medal background was like it's like Magic the Gathering when there are different attributes? It's like gold and then black and half, and you'd be
he's
like
a hybrid. He does both.
that could be the first one. Yeah.
That would be an interesting mechanic, though. It's like it would be a Kairi Kai Shion Kai mix. Like Master of Masters literally did everything.
Yeah. Well, I did kind of wonder that when we got that what was that that HD KH3 King Mickey that did one buff to upright and reverse. Yeah. Like we haven't seen anything like that since him, and when that first came out, I was like. Yeah, there you go. It's like, so new mechanic is going to come into the game, but we never really got anything after that for a long while until Jesse, you're right. I actually completely forgot about Jesse, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that was sort of like, because it was a free reward, right? I don't know if they were just sort of trying to tempt people maybe back to the game or being like, oh, look at this cool new medal, and for those sort of maybe a bit less informed, they're like, oh wow, it does this really cool reverse and upright debuff. Oh, that's so unique, but I don't know anyone that actually uses that medal that much.
Speaking of free medals, I was surprised to see Global get 4 medals that was pullable in JP.
What do you mean in the daily dinners?
What's that?
The 5 beauty in the base, you mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the 5. I was
those are so OP.
No, I was just surprised at the fact that they actually brought them, because for the longest time everybody was just like, well, we haven't gotten this medal after like a week or two.
That one Twitter guy is like, where's these medals? Like, why do you even want those? They don't do anything
that's what
anymore.
I'm saying. Like, it's just.
What are you guys talking about, dude? I will end all of you with my OPEA wardrobe.
I did the 3 quests, got my HDLs, and was done. I'm not farming those stupid medals. I don't care.
Me neither.
I'm not
what are they really gonna do? Like, what are they gonna do? What are they going to do?
I mean, honestly, guys, bear with me up to a point, as much as you can, anyway. I just like pressed that. I have so many skip tickets. I was like, I'm just gonna skip ticket and farm you for like 30 minutes. And by the time I was done doing that, by the time I was done doing that, like I still had, I mean, I wasted like, I don't know, 30 skip tickets, which is no big deal, at least for my count. And I had like all of them fully guilted and with the traits I wanted on them, and I was like, okay, I'm now done. What's next?
I think it's a case of like, okay, like if what we're saying is correct, they want to have the same version of the game, no matter whether it's JP or global. And even though, yeah, they're only quote unquote shitty tier 3s, for the buffs that they do, like there's like no other tier 3 medals that lower that much general defense. I think the only medals that we have are like, you know, a couple of tier 1s. We have, I don't know.
Oh, definitely, Damo, you're right, dude. I want them to say
any
like,
medal defense. So if they go and put like a tier 3 challenge.
Yeah, that one. Or I want them to release like, you know, hey, here's an event, and this event, hey, it gives out moon gems, but you can only use tier 3 or lower medals to get past this. So you're gonna need to have those things at 7-star, and you're gonna need to have things that are gonna do better buffs and debuffs.
I will find a way.
Yes, bingo.
You know,
Well, I think.
No, I was gonna say, I'm surprised they didn't add like extra better rewards in the characters. What do you call it? The Chasm challenges.
Well, that's supposed to be updated later on. It's supposed to have other medals coming in it.
No, yeah,
It's like Proud Plus, right?
Yeah, kind of like critical mode ish.
Yeah.
They didn't have a critical story though. I'm not gonna let that go. That's what I really want that.
I imagine that'll be anniversary. I'm sure.
I'll tell you what, Damo. When I do my survey tomorrow, I will definitely say, Damo says put in critical story quests, so do it.
I want to go back to
Agrabah. Can you think of
Agrabah.
how many joules that'd be in that? Like, you know, 800 divided by what, 5-ish, or however many joules?
Yeah, that'd be good.
40 quests worth 40 quests to give off 250 each. Am I doing the math right on that? No, I'm not.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, let's say there's like
I don't do math.
Well, what's math?
Math what?
I can count to a potato.
This is why we watch your videos, Damo. You do the math that we literally cannot.
That's what you're there for, right?
Yep.
That's what I'm here for, exactly.
I will not. I refuse. I refuse, my friend.
He's a math teacher as his side gig.
Wouldn't it be funny if he was a math teacher, though?
I don't have to math. I got Damo.
That should be right. No, what I'm saying is like, okay, so right now in Story or Proud, they give out jewels, let's say every 5 quests, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm saying if they have 800 quests worth of critical content, and again, obviously it won't happen all at once, but if they do have, let's say they drop 250 off the bat, I mean, the amount of jewels you get from 800 quests divided by, you know, every 5 gives you 250 jewels. It's like 40k right there. That's a lot of jewels to be added in by like a new. I'm saying like Proud mode, story mode. The people that don't do that as quickly as they can are missing out on tons of jewels. I always knock it off as quickly as I possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, okay, I've got another 750 to play with. And again, if we get like one story mode update a month, one Proud mode update a month, one critical mode update a month, that's like 750 right there. You know, it's a decent little stimulus package worth of jewels.
Yeah, especially now that they're adding in like gyms as well in the Proud mode.
Yeah. Yep,
yeah,
100%.
dude, totally. I mean, honestly, like right now, like as we're doing this podcast, I'm doing Proud mode quests for those gyms because like I need to upgrade some keyblades.
Until Unicross.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Crap, I need to do Unicross too. Man, I skipped Unicross hour, bro.
Bonus time right now for another 8 minutes left, man. 8 minutes left. Bonus time.
Oh crap, I did too. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I'll do it tomorrow so I can do my free pool in the morning on.
That's another
Kyrie's Manor.
That's another difference between JP and Global. JP only has 2 hours. Y'all got 4.
Oh wow, really? I didn't know
Well,
that.
technically it is 2 hours. It's just 4.5 hours.
Well, I mean like 2 times. My bad. 2 times and y'all got a 4. But yeah. Yeah. So that is another difference right there.
Well, that makes sense because global is like global. You know, it's not just, you know, North America and South America. So with the time differences, it would make sense they need to release more time slots where you can get the bonus bosses for Union Cross for the global version of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that makes sense.
Well, another thing we found out between the differences.
There are no differences. It's the same game.
Before I forget, like, do you think that there's a more prevalent attitude towards buying avatar boards in JP? Like, I was always wondering why would they give us skills in all of our pools and not in the JP version? Like, that's a huge increase of power, and it's like, okay, we can afford to skip avatar boards now if we're getting, you know, every time we do a mercy pool for a medal, we get potentially 5 really good skills that we can.
You know,
and you know, better medals.
Like I've said before, like I wish JP would have some of Global's banners, especially ones that has skills. And I do follow some people who play the JP version of this game who do live in Japan, who also wish they could have the same banners as Global, because yeah, that's like the biggest difference is to me at least, as a player, would be these banners and how Cena, after the whole like fiasco and whatnot, and the app ratings are going down and whatnot. I mean, if JP has to do that as well, I mean, let's go. Just to get skills in the banners and whatnot. But yeah, no, we do wish we could have skills every time that we pull, even like in pretty much every single banner, because that's how it's been in Global lately, right?
Mm-hmm. So, which really helps on deciding to pull on a. Really helps you to decide to not pull on an avatar board if it doesn't have anything that's worthwhile. Because you could just do a pull on a banner with one of those little, you know, stylings on it that you get some skills along with the chance to get whatever the banner is, and you're getting more for your, you know, more for your worth if you do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like win-win. It's like an avatar board now has to be exceptionally good for me to want to pull on it, which is, you know, it's a great thing. You know, it has to be like, okay. I mean, I actually ended up pulling for one of these pirate boards because I was like, I guess I could use DB5 to like try and make some moves in PvP, and actually it did work a little bit. I increased my rank significantly compared to what I'm used to getting, but I wasn't even going to do it.
One of those?
Like, I'm still talking like.
Did you grab those DB4 Maxes, Damo?
I only got one of them. You mean from the VIP boards?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get one, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if you're able to do so, just, I mean, from what I've seen, if you were able to get all 3 of your Keyblade setups with a DB4 on it, that's gonna like propel you probably like 1,000+ ranks consistently, I would say.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it might be worth it to get at least 2 of those, so you have like 3 altogether on your boards with that.
You know,
I'd like to.
I wait till the day until somebody starts all of a sudden saying skills don't matter.
Oh my god.
I mean, traits don't matter. Why would skills matter?
It's like this multiplier is so big, you don't need an AB7 or an AB8 max on it. That's no big deal. Don't worry about it. It's like, okay, bring that. You come to me in PvP with that mentality, and you know I'll make sure to say hi to you.
Sounded like this triggered Aaron just now.
It's like if I don't, Badger will. One of us will greet you kindly.
Oh man. Well, hopefully, in the I guess days or months to come, they change up the rewards for PvP. They for global, especially. Hopefully, they could change up the rewards and like rankings, like weekly Lux rankings, Coliseum. Because I don't think they changed anything for you guys to Coliseum this month, did they?
I haven't tested yet.
I don't think so.
No, I haven't
Not
tested.
really. Not beside the usual.
I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, so I mean, just like things like that to try to help out. But like one of my suggestions from that survey was, for the free-to-play players to be able to get like more rewards, especially like these tickets and whatnot, from like all these other like different places outside for PvP or VIP.
Yeah, definitely. Or hey, you know what? Actually, since the tickets are again, like we talked about earlier, since the ferries aren't as huge of a thing now for people who are able to rank consistently, and they use the ferries like that as a mechanic to change skills off a medal. Like, hey, as opposed to needing like 5 tier 5 or tier 6 ferries, you could use 5 to remove a skill and off of X medal and put it on target medal that way.
That would be nice. Instead of like
That'd be
That's like
cool.
a idea.
yeah, instead of like wasting your metal that you used for such a long time that you don't need no more, but you still want to keep it around.
Yeah, and it would still prompt people to want to do VIP. So they would, I mean, they could do it that way, or I mean, it's likely also that they would just add in that new mechanic or that new material that we need to do that with if they were able to do that in PvP. So now you not only do you gain like X ferry ticket pools, now you also gain whatever material it may be to remove skills off of metals.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, they seem really focused on PvP, so they have to be able to maintain it and keep it engaging for all players to play it. And since PvP top ranks, I'm not going to say are getting stale, but like it's been mentioned, are again not as important to some people. To keep them playing, you're going to need to introduce some kind of new element to it in some format.
Can you imagine if can you imagine what other new thing they could bring to this game that is already currently in like the console games right now?
The shifting keyblades?
Well, aside from that, because we've been needing a new keyblade for like God knows how long.
Well, I mean, like the shifting ones that change like shapes and do different things.
Oh, kind of like what do they call it? Like the
Sora's,
kingdom.
like Sora's turns into like different like forms now, depending on what keyblade he has equipped for KH3.
That would be pretty. That would be something.
Because you get dry forms in Unicross.
I
tap another button located near your Nova, and you can transform into like a magic or valor or speed form or whatever that increases either your magic power or speed type enemies damage output, and like maybe like weakens the rest.
Oh, dude! Or imagine this too as well. If you could like Popper was saying earlier, I think last week about this for PvP, you can change your attribute to air or ground. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, like in the middle of PvP, you can hit like that button that's like next to like the Nova button, and you go from being a ground-based enemy to like an aerial-based enemy or something like that.
Or like you cast like levitate or arrow on your opponent, and that may.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd like that a lot.
I proposed something to Lost the other day. I don't know how it will work because turns are different when it comes to this game. But and not to go back to that game because it's not the focus. But they just released cards they just released cards in Dokkan that transform a level every turn. So Frieza goes from base form to golden in the end. And I think it'd be cool if they introduced a Sora that went from normal to wisdom, valor, master, final, maybe a chance of answer form and limit form in there too. I don't know what the mechanic would be for that to happen, but maybe every single time he pops up in the Keyblade, it's a random chance for him to be one or the other, and the multiplier changes.
Yeah, that'd be cool too as well. I'd like that as well. Just put them off in like different formats or anything. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe
something like that. Yeah, I mean, I imagine it was something like that.
Yeah, maybe like they could do it where, say, since PvP is like 3 rounds all the time, what they could have it is like, say, the first round would be normal to build up the gauge, to be able to transform into one of these forms for like the second or maybe the third round, depending like on how much damage. Like say for example, you would have to reach in a certain amount of damage limit to reach this form for the next turn.
Definitely.
I think that would be pretty tight.
Yeah.
Even though now that I think about it, everybody's gonna be complaining that all the whales are definitely gonna be hitting that shit.
Well, I mean, that's gonna happen.
We're the first ones to get everything. Get used to it.
Like I said at the start of the podcast, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen no matter what. You know, people who pay money for the game are gonna get all the shiny new fun stuff first. I mean, that's just. I mean, I hate to be callous about it like that, but I mean that is the way of it. I mean, we're gonna get these things first. You know, so who knows?
Yeah, true. But I guess sorry. No, I just read something. Apologies. Well, Damo, you wanted to bring us something, which would be a surprise to us.
Oh yeah. Did you guys talk before about sort of the foretellers? If they were releasing those medals now, they're not going to go backwards in terms of power. You know, or medals keep increasing in power all the time. So, is that just going to be the new normal? Like tier 8 medals come out, we have these insanely powerful things dropping at tier 7 already. Like, where do you go from there? Do you go straight to tier 9? Do you
tier 20
all the current banners at that level? Like, what do you do now?
That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. Honestly, if they do go up to like tier 9, tier 10, those medals are going to have to be insane in terms of what they do. Because with medals like, for instance, with Riku now, he does that special attack bonus plus 100%. That's pretty much that'd be what I would have thought like a tier 10 or a tier 11 medal would have done in terms of like, you know, the guilt increase going forward. So in a way, as soon as he cast, he turns himself into that higher tier as well as the medals following him. So, I mean, I kind of see them either sticking with the special gauge increase at the moment, or when they do release tier 9s, they're going to be like, just like, it's insane. Like, they're gonna have to be just insane to, you know, warrant the going after them.
Well, it seems like the guilt percentage tweak is like the big grab to get people to pull, which Kyrie and Xiao did 90, now Riku is doing 100, Ava does 100. I'm assuming all the other foretellers will also do 100. Once I move into tier 9, then I can go to 110, 120, 150. Like,
didn't you do some testing on Ava and Kyrie today, Lost, about their overwriting abilities and which you should use first and what they're better for?
Damo, so whenever Ava does come out, I know you're probably gonna get a lot of questions as to how the override is gonna work between the two medals. Ava itself in PvP, as long as you got enough gauges, would be a good enough replacement for Kyrie for at least one blade, or maybe two, depending on how many copies you get. But in general, Prop and a couple people asked me like about the overwrite, and if you were to put, say, example, Ava first and then Kyrie, the only thing that would get overwrited would be the attack PSM, because Ava does 3 and then Kyrie 2, so it'll go down to the -2. So pretty much you would have to flip-flop it. Thankfully, the guilt percentage does not decrease or anything, so it'll still stay the 100% instead of the 90 that Kyrie gives, which is a good thing. But that's like the biggest concern. Also, the multiplier slots, because that's something that a lot of people were asking me during the live stream. Was I did a test where we had Ava on Fairy Stars. She was on the 3rd slot, and she was going to make Prime Axel on the 4th slot. That's, you know, reverse power. Into a magic. So we did some damage comparisons to see if it would affect it, and it didn't. So it would still technically treat itself Prime Axel, it's a reverse Prime, but it'll act as if like it's a magic attribute being attacked. So it's still gonna do the full amount of damage.
So it's really only good on a blade like. Well, not really only good, but if you're gonna use it on any other blade that isn't magic specific, make sure you have copy medals of some kind to copy another magic medal, like immediately afterwards, because I think since she overwrites the other one, won't she take Kyrie's other buffs off too?
No, because
so if she doesn't take off the other one, she only overrides.
No, because Ava only focuses on magic, and that's it. Compared to Kyrie, that buffs and debuffs everything else. So all the other things won't get affected. You'll still have that, you know, -7 power and speed, the whole general defense thing that's still +8 power and speed, etc., etc.
The way it works, like, you know how the overwrite medals only overwrite the stats that they are quite literally affecting. It's like if you cast Kyrie plus and then Xion plus right after, you don't lose your upright buff because you get them both.
I
sort of assume that would be how it worked. It's really clever the way they're doing this, like, turns it into a magic medal. Like, people were complaining last month, oh, you know, my reverse power medals can't go ahead and touch this Axel Plus. It's like, okay, so now you can, in theory, if you run Fairy Stars, for example, and then you wanted to use, you know, like say S plus, Axel plus, whatever in the 4th slot, you could go ahead and, you know, use Ava first, and then still get that ridiculously powerful medal out. It's really clever, and I assume the rest of the foretellers will do a similar thing, you know, turn it into speed, power, magic, respectively. Really clever stuff they're doing.
You think there'll be an upright and reverse version?
Potentially. It's a great idea.
Remember like those heartless that absorb. Those heartless that absorb upright and reverse medals. You can switch that around.
Yeah.
It's possible.
That's a great idea. I mean, Era could do that, make him upright, for example. That's a great idea.
Like, it wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden, like, along with this new mechanic that Ava had, changing the next medal into a magic, like, it wouldn't surprise me. Actually, no, it would surprise me if each one of these foretellers had something unique and not the exact same thing. Like, and I'm not talking about like how Ava's magic, so she's gonna make the next medal magic and say like, let's take example, Gula would be the upright speed and he makes the other medal speed. I'm talking about like something completely different from that has never been released into the game. That would surprise me a whole lot, but at the same time, it would be really hard for players to try to figure out which medal would be best if they decided to wait until all of them are released.
Honestly, like I said,
that's actually one benefit that I think Global had at the previous foreteller launch was, I mean, when I first saw the banner, I was like, we got all 5 banners dropped at once, and I was like, oh my god, that's way too much. You know, you can't do this. And I realized, well, okay, so we can drop pull all the medals out of each banner, which was good, but it also gives us the ability to choose. So we knew which ones we wanted to go for. Like, we knew, hey, if I have these setups, then Ava's for me. Or, hey, you know what, Gula is the one that I want to get. Or Iris, or, you know, something like that. You can make a better informed decision at that point in time when they came at us that way. But right now, we're not going to have that. So I'm wondering how they're going to be releasing it in Global. Is it going to be like JP, where tomorrow night's tweet for Global is going to be introducing Master Ava? Or is it going to be like after the JP anniversary is over, then Global will get those medals in, like, you know, October at some point in time, but they'll all come back to us at the same time. You know, I kind of wonder how they're actually gonna like, you know, play that out. Which is, I think that's kind of what right now is what I'm waiting for. Like, tomorrow's tweet, I think will be for Global will be pretty telling in terms of how they're gonna handle that.
I hope Global lets JP have their anniversary and let them have something exclusive.
Yeah.
Like, we even got the stupid free poll thing, the thank you poll.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, make sure you guys are doing that every single day. My party member got Kyrie Kai from that thing.
Hey,
oh man! Wow.
Like, make sure you're doing that every day. But
yeah, I was feeling pretty good because I pulled that tier 6 Neku today. I was like, all right, you know, I got like a 6-star Neku. That's not like, you know, that's not too bad. That's pretty decent. Yeah.
Oh, P God, Aerith, that's what I got.
Well, damn, dude, you just won the pot, dude.
But it's like, why are we getting 3K for a celebration that we're not a part of? Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Again, I think they're gonna do like 2 birthdays. Like, if they do 2 birthdays for the game, basically, like, you know, more emphasis on the JP side. For instance, like, JP gets like the Mercy banners because it is their anniversary. But Global is going to get it kind of at the same time, but as non-Mercy banners and everything. And if they flip that for the Global anniversary in April, where, you know, we get the Mercy banners and then JP does it, I'm going to be okay with that, because that's giving everybody content and stuff at a fairly equal pace for the most part. And we're kind of getting like 2 things at once per year for all of us. It's like, basically, it's like our birthday and Christmas, as it were, and going into play for this one, which I think is overall is going to end up being a good thing.
Oh yeah, because our Christmas ain't really all that great.
Yeah, you know, so I mean, who knows?
Technically, a better double.
I just think the version whose anniversary it is, they should get something exclusive because it is their anniversary.
Yeah, I agree.
We get the
I agree.
After
that's fair.
The anniversary's over, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, same here. I'm good with that too as well.
Like, I made that video, that update video, and, you know, I gave my honest thoughts about it. I told them that I didn't like the fact that, you know, and along with myself and many other players, you know, I don't speak for anybody, but it's just what I've heard and what I've seen. is that many people don't like the fact that we're sharing an anniversary all of a sudden, you know? Because, I mean, it's our time. But, of course, you got certain people who's like, well, you guys get a better treatment and this and that, and we had a crappy second anniversary. That ain't my fault, you know? And I mean, that's not Square Enix JP's fault. You know, that's Cena's thing. They control that and whatnot. But, like, I would have been okay if... I would be okay if, you know, whatever events that we got... You know, like the typical events that we usually have, like high score challenges. If he were to get a Hades Cup and if Global were to get it, I'd be fine with that too. Just like events like that. But if it was like anniversary specific events that JP gets and all of a sudden Global gets, I'm just like, okay, that's kind of a slap in the face, because at this point I might as well just quit JP and play Global, because it seems like, you know, we're getting 2 anniversaries in 1 year. So
yeah,
and then the fact that you know, not even September, not even the start of anniversary yet, and then all of a sudden Riku comes out for Global First. It was just like, and I wasn't the only one, because again, I follow JP players who speak Japanese, live in Japan and everything like that, and they were just like, what? Like, this is the JP version of the game, ain't it? So, you know, a lot of people are confused. A lot of people were upset and whatnot. I gave my feelings. You know, that video is still up there because I stand my ground on it. You know, this is our anniversary. Yes, okay, I get it. JP does get the better treatment. JP has like all this stuff that Global hasn't. Well, there's a bunch of things that Global has asked for, which I personally wasn't a fan of. And you guys got it, and now you guys are complaining about that too. So it's just like, so many people cannot make up their minds. So like,
you can't complain about everything.
So it's just like, take example like the whole thing about Global wanting to catch up to JP. After a while, they decided to start doing that and started throwing banners and whatnot. But by doing that, by throwing weekly banners to the global version of the game instead of keeping the same pace, they missed out on so much content, so much free medals, so much high score challenges. But again, a lot of people think one-sided, and they don't think, you know, they don't think extra hard on little things like this, and that's why, you know, false information gets spread around. You know, people who make content about this, doesn't matter if you're big or small. You know, they say all these things and whatnot because they think that it's going to happen and doesn't happen, and then players get upset. So it's just like, it just keeps spinning in circles and circles, and that's how, you know, there is such a conflicted, not really hatred, but more of like a constant argument between both versions of the game, and how people think that everything is already caught up and everything, when there's still a certain percentage where it's not. But hey, I already said what I said. You know, I already threw it out there. A lot of people gave me flack about it. A lot of people agree with me, and they're global. A lot of players that, a lot of my subscribers that watch me are also global players, and even some global players agree with me. But you know,
I think the big mistake was, I think this is part of a larger problem where there's too many sort of hands on the wheel, and they don't really know what they're doing, and sometimes, and they end up releasing tweets, notifications, whatever, early or at the wrong time, and it's not a coordinated effort by several teams anymore. It's like, I don't know, it feels like, I don't know who's in control of it, because like, why do some push notifications come out? What I'm trying to get at is, I don't think we should have been getting Riku first. That was a huge mistake. If JP got it first, they got the big reveal, and then all the hype was built up in JP, and then it spread over to our version. You know, all the mystery was surrounding it. But it's like, okay, why did Global get Riku first? That doesn't really make any sense. And maybe it was like, I don't know, maybe it was like trying to bait the global audience out and get them to do like pull as soon as it comes out, and then, you know, then it goes back to JP, and JP gets to reveal Riku and Ava at the same time. And then it's, of course, like, oh shit, well, if Ava's coming, that means that there must be 4 other foretellers coming as well. Oh shit, heaps of people in Global just spent a bunch of jewels, and now they realize they're gonna have to spend a bunch more. Like, I don't know if it was a business decision, or like, I don't know what's going on. I would love to figure out like what the hell is going on and who's in control, because I'm sure it's a really interesting story. I'm sure it is super friggin' interesting. But,
Probably, yeah.
You know,
So,
I think Roboloid said it best about this whole situation. Is he sent out a tweet that feeling when it's your birthday, but your friend attending gets to open your gifts before you do.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what this anniversary kind of feels like. And I don't play JP, but I definitely sympathize with all the JP players because they're getting completely shafted at the moment. There's no reason we should be having all these extra events.
I do wonder though.
We should get the event. We shouldn't be getting the thank you poll. We shouldn't be getting the coins. I don't think we should have those. I think that's a celebratory thing, and we have nothing to celebrate. Yeah, it's September.
Part of me thinks that's going to be a permanent fixture going forward because, like, the things inside the banner, inside the boards, like the fairies and whatever. I think that's like an answer to people always complaining that whatever. This is a great solution to it because if you're smart with your pools and you go, okay, I'm going to get 10 coins every pool for the next however long. Let's say those boards reset monthly. I don't know which they definitely might not. They might just go away forever. If they do come back every single month, right, then you could be like, okay, if I do 20 pools this month, I can get 1 tier 8 fairy, and I can start working towards that. I definitely think it's an incentive to spend more. Definitely.
Oh, of course.
I am super curious if they're going to be a monthly fixture or not, or if they're just going to go away after September. Because part of me feels like they've built in this VIP coin system. They experimented with it, a few weeks ago with that limited time VIP only, whatever.
Bullshit.
People hated it. They're like, okay, let's try and rework it. So, and here comes this version of it.
I'm fine with it.
I think
if the coins don't expire.
Right?
If the coins expire, it's a fail.
Yeah, I think they do expire, which sucks. If they didn't, I'd be a happy boy. But I think they do expire.
Yeah,
which is clever because it encourages you to spend more. But
yeah, like that limited VIP thing. Even I thought it was ridiculous. So like I get
that'll definitely be my survey is permanent VIP boards.
Yeah, like they should just say like as much as they want to copy, the JP version and whatnot. Was really surprised when I heard about that. So, and I mean, I feel like they should do that because that way it'll keep. I guess from a business standpoint, it would make people want to pull on boards, and whatnot to try to complete one. Like because in the VIP boards in JP are mostly avatar parts, exclusive avatar parts, and you're not gonna get them anywhere else. So I mean, especially if they would have released those boards ahead of time, like maybe say a year ago, there would be so many players, free to play, cheap to play, whatever, that would have at least completed a couple boards. But the fact that you got these limited ones, just like stupid idea, but whatever. Like I don't know if you're trying to increase your monthly quota or something like that.
I think they're getting enough money as it is.
Andy?
Yeah. I do wonder. How they're gonna pan it out there a bit. So if JP does get the foretellers as like exclusive content for this anniversary, which again, it's fair. That makes sense. I get that. If they were to do that, though, if they were to do a high score challenge, you would imagine that the foretellers would be in there. And considering that Global and JP's events have so far been mirroring each other for the past month at least, I want to say, they've been pretty much exact spot-ons of the events. I wonder if they would give like JP the special anniversary high score challenge with the foretellers, and then give Global like a different high score challenge, maybe Cloud and Leon, with Naminé and Riku as like the boosters and such. They kind of do
a lot of medals.
Like both games or both versions get a high score challenge, but featuring like a different medal and using obviously different medals as percent boosters.
Mm-hmm.
Screw it, give JP 2 high score challenges, then we get 1.
Shit, that'd be nice. I would have complained.
I think the only bad thing about that would be that the high score challenges would probably last about 2 weeks, and I hate those ones the last 2 weeks.
Yes, I did.
It's just like, oh my god.
Those are the worst.
The Bob and Jack one, I had to like push so
Jack
hard.
And Bob.
Oh yeah, the Jack and Bob.
You can all go suck it.
Yeah, no, that one, like at the last hour, I had to make like final runs and whatnot to try to get into top 100 again, because like the first run that I did, actually no, the first couples that I did in JP, landed me in top 10, which is the first time. I haven't been in top 10 in ages, it seems like. But then like after the 2 weeks, I got kicked out of top 100. I'm like, damn, I gotta run this crap again. I was like, no, I'm not a fan of these 2 weeks things. Go away. So, yeah, Square Enix, since it seems like apparently they're hearing this podcast.
Yeah, like they've been predicting literally everything we've said in here. Like, didn't I say last week? Watch them drop a Ava that does what Kyrie does, but better. Like, and I said last week, man, it'd be cool if they put Sephiroth with the Coliseum or something.
Yeah.
Like, really?
We've said a lot of things over the past 3 weeks. And if you don't believe that we've been calling this shit, go back and listen to the previous episodes.
Hashtag make Papa work in Square Enix.
No, don't do that.
No, he's a Bandai boy.
Hashtag make Papa work for Bandai.
And hey man, I'll work for Bandai, shilling out Dokkan Battle. Let's do it. that Dokkan money for pools, baby. Let's go.
They don't give you a paycheck. They just put it straight into your Dokkan account. There you go.
Like, we'll give you 1,000 stones.
Shit.
You don't have any idea what I could do with 1,000 stones, bro? I might actually consider that shit.
Shit, that'd be the same thing. That'd be the same amount as like 100K jewels and cucks. Oh my
Damo,
god!
you need to come on over.
So, yeah.
You need to come on over to the dark side. You and Aaron both.
I barely have time for this game, let alone another soul destroying. It
is.
That's actually my other problem now too.
Dude, I was off on Thursday. I woke up and played probably
like
18 hours.
We're going to love it, Aaron. I could see Damo. I could see Damo not playing it. You know, I figured he may not go.
Like,
for
you
it.
ain't gotta make videos. You know, you can just play the
Yeah,
game
you
so
don't have
that
to
way.
make videos.
No, impossible. I can't go halfway with these things. I have to go like, all right, I have to break
You
it
gotta
down,
make
get the
it
damn
free to play
spreadsheets, and be like, all right, how am I gonna do this professionally? And then
Damo, dude, have you seen this post? I just saw this post right now in the Facebook group for Kingdom Hearts. Damo is fake, confirmed.
Wait,
So-
what?
show me.
Yeah,
Link it.
They're making a joke. Damo is fake, confirmed. Australia doesn't exist, and people who live there are actors paid by NASA. Flat Earthers claim.
Link it. I want to see it.
No, I see right here. I got you.
Let's see if I can find it. Let's find this post.
I'm gonna go type in there #follow Damo.
Oh, it's the first post too. They got it to
I
Facebook.
know. They just posted this.
Oh, it's an article. Yeah. Australia doesn't exist, and people who live there are actors paid by NASA.
#follow Damo.
Yeah, but they put Damo as fake up there on top just to try to get, like, I guess that rise out of us or something. I don't know. That's good.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
What's funny is they're talking about
Damo's
more.
not saying anything because he's trying to gather his composure. He's crying right now.
How does it feel to not be real, Damo?
Feels pretty good.
How does it feel to talk to someone that's not real and proper?
What?
So how does it feel to talk to someone that isn't real?
Man, it's trippy. I don't even know what is going on right now, honestly. It's crazy.
It's like right now, Proper's life is full of nothing but, like, you know, stones and like lots of gratuitous yelling.
Stones in more way than one. Trust me.
Fair.
Stones. You make it sound like a drug addict. Oh man! We promise you, everybody, he does not do crack.
Nah, I don't smoke crack. I do smoke weed though.
Oh, there you go.
#100% real.
I want to see Damo like read this and be like, what in the hell?
Happy little trees, bro. Happy little trees.
Legalize it.
Legalize Damo.
Oh my god, make Damo a real boy. Make Damo a real boy.
I'm a real
On
boy.
our next hashtag.
Go boy now.
So I'm
I'm
curious.
so sorry.
They were
Dan.
just like, fuck
I
you
am
guys.
so sorry.
I don't know if I want to join this group. It might not be a smart decision.
Don't do it.
Look at that. It was the best decision of your life. Don't
Don't do
lie.
Hashtag
I got
5
banned from that page for a day. That was funny.
Did we talk about that before?
I don't think we did.
Oh, let them know what happened while we wait for a potential tweet here in the next 2 minutes.
Oh, what is this JP tweet?
2 minutes.
Ooh.
Wait, JP.
A new form of communication will revive in version 3.0 update. There's an app update coming. Create threads about your favorite subjects to chat with others. Besides posting comments, you can use character voices and stamps. Ooh.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
copy.
that is interesting.
Huh.
About to drop heat on you boys.
So this is like Union Cross Chit Chat edition.
Yeah.
No one uses that messaging thing anyways. They just use Discord.
Yeah, they do. Everybody uses Discord as it is, so it's kind of a moot point of doing anything like that. At least in my opinion. It's like
Huh.
Yeah,
Fuck that. When that comes out, we're doing a
maybe they're just
podcast.
trying to get people to do Union Cross together more. Because, like I said, that's been a big thing where they increase the raid bosses and the Union Cross bosses strong with more defense and more HP. So you can't just go and like solo it by yourself in like half an hour and be done.
Mhm.
They want you playing that thing throughout the week. So I guess maybe they think people will be more enticed to play it if you're able to talk to people more in it, like random people, like people who aren't in your party, for instance. I can see that being kind of interesting, maybe.
Uh-huh. Oh, no wonder it wasn't a tweet release. There was the tweet wasn't released in the official Twitter, but it was revealed on the website that they've been linking lately. So we might see a tweet here in a second.
Well, there's
Yeah,
the JP tweet right there.
Yeah, there it is. A little early, Mike.
All right. So what's this? What do we get? What do we get? Okay, let's see here.
Although I would also kind of say save until Kyrie goes away before or after. Well, someone should have enough before then. I was going to say if Kyrie goes away before or after the 13th of, well, now this month.
It'd be funny if they announced a Kai right now while we're doing this.
Oh, God,
Oh,
no.
God.
Fucked up shit.
No, please don't do that.
Don't do that.
Hey guys, you got a Kyrie. Oh shit.
She's here, boys.
But
then
judging,
I gotta deal with the tweets. Just tweets are just all these dumbass memes that don't even matter about what's going on. Like,
Hey,
please stop.
but
You're not
just
gonna
Picture
post it.
says mobile portal on it on the side.
Yeah, right.
Is that
Wait,
for the
what?
mini games for like KH3?
maybe,
What is that? I'm fascinated. Yeah.
maybe.
And a little banner with Rock's Sax
I don't-
or Shield on it.
That's
I
what I was
don't
about to
actually
say.
the JP ones. I realized
I
that.
wouldn't mind that.
I should probably subscribe to the JP tweet so I can get those two and see.
I would actually really like that.
Yeah, because it says
like in-
besides comments, you can use characters, staff, and stamps. So kind of like stickers and shit. Well, that's gonna be a boring conversation. Can I? I wish we could like type it out and just be like, "Hey, f you."
Nobody really
Basically.
talks in the chat like that though. So it's kind
Exactly.
of one of those deals.
So that was the 5th announcement right there. So that means there's still
Two
two
more.
announcements
Two to
left.
go. Yeah.
What could they possibly be?
Or what are our predictions? I would say
New
Critical Role
world,
might be
new
one of them.
Keyblade.
It has to be.
Anything that we've said in the previous podcast, because
Yeah.
they're obviously listening to us.
Yeah, whatever we say in here is what they're going to introduce.
Man, if they were to announce a new world, the new world, I'd be hyped, like super hyped. I'd be like, hell.
I wouldn't doubt it. That's probably the best time to do it.
Yeah.
So,
So.
anyway, back to my story of how I got banned from the Facebook page.
Oh yeah.
So this, I think, I don't know if he's just stupid or what, but he was commented on one of my party members' posts on there, and she wasn't being exactly nice to him, but she wasn't exactly being a complete bitch. He turned it very hostile when he said that she was a terrible mother and a terrible human being, which that was completely out of context, had nothing to do with their conversation. So I came in and defended her and kind of aggressively. I called him a fat Sora because he had a really bad cosplay of Sora as his profile picture, and he's obese. And I was a dick and called him a fat Sora, and was banned for a day. Whoops.
Whoops.
He was banned for 3 days, if that's any consolation.
Like you were banned for a day from a Facebook group. It's like, nah.
Yeah,
for defending your friend.
Yeah.
The horror.
I was.
I think you did a good thing there. So I mean, that's always a good thing. Like defending your party.
Is the guy that did it, or the guy that banned us, the three of us? Because she got banned too, which was kind of weird. Was the same mod on that group that deleted my my memes that I posted from Infinity War, and the Kingdom Hearts correlation. It's like, wow, you're a party pooper. Now you're gonna just ban us for having an adult conversation. Because he wanted us to contact a mod and have the mods take care of it. It's like, no, dude, I'm a 24-year-old man. I'm gonna fight my own battles. Thanks. I don't need you doing it for me. But appreciate your help.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Come again.
Thank you. Come again. So, the Facebook group is a lovely place, full of people that don't complain. Everyone's so helpful. Yep. No.
Kappa.
Not really.
Now, some of the stuff that you see on the Facebook group is interesting, if you want me to say it in the nicest way.
There is no nice way of saying it. There are a bunch of fucking morons on their page.
Yeah, that's.
I think it's the same thing as it is in terms of like the Twitter responses. I mean, you're gonna have your guys who are gonna give your insightful comments every now and then, or just make you laugh with something they said or anything, and then you're gonna get the people who are just like complaining for the sake of complaining, or who are so dead set and thinking they know what's best, but they're not exactly right in this case, to put it nicely.
I do find it funny the people that ask for PvP help on there. It's like, why the hell would I help you beat me? Not like you could, but help you beat my party members.
Right.
Well. I mean, that kind of stuff. It's like there have been a few people I've helped on the page who needed PvP help. When I'm like, okay, well, what's your setup? And they're going like, well, I'm using these things. And it's like, okay, well, first of all, you shouldn't be using that particular metal, and you need to switch this order around, or you need to have like a defense boost on there and everything. And then you get the assholes who are on there just going like, "You're so stupid to not understand this. Like, how can you not understand this? This is like this basic stuff. Come on." It's just like, dude. I mean, obviously they don't understand it, and they ask for help, and they shouldn't be like jumped on by an asshole like you, who. Because you already know this in the game and everything. Not as bad like that exactly. Because honestly, guys, I got banned not from the main one, but I guess from the second biggest one, because I was helping out a person who was brand new to the game, and this guy jumped on about that one, and I tore him a new asshole, and I got told by the moderator on the page that I was banned for I think 48 hours for it, and I was like, okay, and there's like. Because you did a good thing by defending and helping and everything, but you apparently really offended the person that was attacking the person I was helping. And I told the guy, well, good, he deserved it. Did he get banned? And he was just like, well, no. And I was like, well, why not? He was like, well, because, I mean, and he was like, because the guy just like voice chatted me crying that you really hurt his feelings. And I was like, you're okay. I was like, you know what? I will take that 48-hour ban, fine. I was like, but you need to talk to that guy and explain to him that people who are asking for help are asking for help and don't need to be made to feel stupid or, anything like that, because that dickhead decided to make him feel bad for asking for help like that. It's like, you may know that. That's good. You know that? Awesome for you. This person didn't know that. So, go fuck yourself. I mean, that was just like, I was pretty much done with it at that point. I actually left that group and just went into the main one. After that, I was like, screw this, I don't need this.
Well then.
It's not a Facebook group I would ever recommend to anyone. If you want real help, go to Lost YouTube page.
Go to Lost, hashtag follow Damo.
No, Damo doesn't want that mess over there.
Damo will help everyone.
Badger and
until our Badger
Aaron,
comes in.
I'm terrible at PvP. I need you guys to help me with my setups. I need you guys to help me with my setups, y'all.
Okay,
I'm
man. What's your setup, man?
Man, I don't even know what these metals do, bro. I'm just optimized. Bro.
I think what we need to do right now is gonna have somebody who needs help with setups, and I'll be on one side, Badger will be on the other side, and you're just gonna see poor Damo in the background looking like, oh my god, what the hell am I just walked into? While we're trying to help this guy.
Aaron's trying to help. Aaron will try to help you. I'm gonna call you a fucking dumbass, and Damo's gonna try to give you a tissue.
Yeah.
And Lost is probably spending money on drills.
Wait, what?
Damo needs to have some kind of a chart in his hand now.
And Proper is off in the corner smoking weed and playing Dokkan.
Yep. Man, I'm playing Dokkan right now.
Yeah, he'll be in the background playing the artwork, going like, these stones, boys.
Oh yeah, speaking about the artwork, how are we doing this artwork thing? Like specifically, should we make this a contest?
I want to do this contest. So you guys can see the picture on the podcast. It's always the sea salt ice cream trio on the tower. I want to do a graphic because I'm not good with Photoshop or anything like that.
He sucks.
I'm terrible. You don't know. I can't even do a stick figure on Photoshop. So it's bad. And Proper is a great artist, but he says he's not great with digital. So
yeah, I'm trying to
have this contest.
Digital. I'm a traditional guy.
We're gonna do a contest. If anyone wants to submit their artwork of the main group of people that do this podcast and submit it, we will buy you VIP.
Somebody's mic is echoing.
Damo, are you gonna be in the main group, fam?
It's my official invitation.
Yes. Yes, my boy.
Hell yeah.
Love to have you.
Like I said, man, as often as I can, I definitely will. Occasionally, because it's Sunday morning right now, I do work a fair few Sunday mornings, but every time I'm free, I'll be here. So.
Okay, that sounds good, my boy. That
sounds it's a really big group. We got Badger, Damo, Iceberg, Coda, Lost, Proper, Aaron. But we kind of want all of these people with their own styles in a whatever your art style is, just all in one graphic, kind of resembling our style. I mean, Lost can make a video of what each of us are looking for in our character.
No, you might as well go ahead and describe it now.
I mean,
really honestly,
care.
Like, I just want somebody to do it. Like, you know, if you guys want to get free VIP and you guys are good with, like, you know, digital artwork and everything for the avatar or for the background banner, just do what you ever want to do. I mean, you've pretty much seen most of us. Well, I guess half of us you've seen online through YouTube. You hear our voices. Just like use your imagination. Use whatever you think we look like. For the artwork.
I'm black. Just putting that out there.
Wait, what?
I look like Jesus. The only thing I want in my drawing is you put a rocks glass in my hand. I need whiskey. That's all I need. You draw that, you're set.
Okay,
that was
Jesus
great.
drinking whiskey. That's Badger right there.
Okay, so just to be clear, because I know everybody laughed. So Coda said he was black. And then Badger is a drunkie, so if you want to, you know, put a bunch of whiskey bottles around him, then you can do that as well. and then for Aaron, me, and Damo, we have YouTube channels. Proper Artist, he has a Twitch and Instagram, which I will link if you want to see pictures.
I will buy you a second week of VIP if you draw Aaron 2 feet shorter than everyone else here.
Just draw me as the Goku Black. Just draw me as Goku Black, and we're good. But instead of the pink hair, it's the pink beard, because I shaved my head, so a pink
draw
beard.
Aaron as a dwarf, Sleeping Beauty, or Snow White.
Sleeping Beauty. What?
Snow White.
Oh.
Draw Aaron as a dwarf.
I will destroy you all.
He's just a whale. He's a whale. He's a whale.
Yeah, if you guys want to draw me as like some kind of like, you know, whale with a backwards baseball cap, we can do that too.
Or if you want to just put like jewels around and be like, haha, this is coming out of my wallet, then that works too.
Just put Aaron in like a pile of jewels like Scrooge.
I guess mine would be me holding a chart upside down because Australia joke.
I'm really interested to see this. Any submissions that you put in.
No, but in all seriousness, no. This is a legit contest. This is not. I was just joking around and whatnot. So, if you need like picture references and whatnot, I'll be putting links down in the description below for everybody. And like we're dead serious. We're not joking around.
Told you not to send those pictures around.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. and honestly, as an artist myself, I'll just say like for anyone that listens to this, whatever you hear, like however our personalities come across just from you hearing us, you know, if you just want to do that, then do that. I'm just curious to see what everybody's going to come up with. Yeah, but don't be afraid to go by what we all recommended too. Yeah. So.
Except for me.
And I'll be honest, guys. If there is some artwork that particularly, I guess this is for me. I guess this is for Aaron. If there's anything I find particularly amazing that I want to try and use or anything, I will. Even if you're not voted as the winner for the contest, I will probably still buy you VIP myself, depending on what it is. Just because I do also support the other artists as well, and it's kind of like a big thing. So
see how much of a whale he is, guys. He even offers to buy VIP for everybody. How kind of him.
What a nice whale.
What a nice whale.
Where does he get those resources from?
Oh.
Coda.
But one thing that I did wanted to add from that tweet, from the JP tweet, is that tomorrow night they are going to announce the last two things. For whatever it is that's going to be announced for anniversary, so definitely be on the lookout for that, guys. And if it's something actually worth making a video, then I'll do a quick video and let you guys know about that.
Cool, sounds good.
So
in other words, I need to be awake and ready in Discord for some heat to drop.
So get ready for that, Kyrie, boys.
So Lost gonna be like, bruh.
Bruh, that's what he always do. Every single time some heat drop. They don't even be saying that. They just drop the photo.
If you make a video on whatever the updates are, please start the video with prop. Sorry, fam.
And then Pop's gonna be like, "You piece of shit."
No. Or hey, if you really want to be really invisible about it, you can get on voice chat with Proper and like get his reaction from it and record it, and then have that be your opening for the video.
But he would have to know I'm not awake. Like he would have to know I haven't seen any of the stuff on Twitter first. Because if I already knew.
Proper, don't give me that shit right now. You're so involved in joking. You're not seeing anything but stones in front of you right now.
You're right. You're right.
No, he sees his Frieza and his Rosé. He's good. That's all he sees.
I see my Frieza and my Rosé, so I'm good.
He's Rosé.
Screen his own golden Frieza right now, boys. So, I mean, we is good. It's only a matter of time until you get locked in this. I told you. I exposed Badger to this. He already spent money.
Shut up.
Not even a couple hours into the game. He did already.
Don't say that, man. I have so much school to focus on. I don't have time for this.
Yeah, you got school to focus on, but I mean, Dokkan can.
I regret nothing.
Oh, okay. So before we get out of here, that's somebody else translated the actual banner names in those two pictures.
Yes,
it wasn't Robo.
No, it was I don't know, some random thing.
Who's stealing Robo's job?
Damn it. But anyways, the first
up on the race for the challenge.
No, the top one is let's talk about Kingdom Hearts series. The middle one is guides / walkthroughs, and then the final one is free talk. Is what the translation reads. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting how they do this and when this actually gets released. But alongside that, if there's an actual app update, not only this, but there's also other possibilities of what could happen.
Yeah.
So not only that, it's a numbered update. So it's 3.0.
Yeah.
It's got to be big.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there's got to be some other stuff.
The last time we had an update that big, traits were involved.
Well, that was Union Cross, right? That was 2.0 was Union Cross.
Oh
yeah, but I mean, Union Cross wasn't really like game breaking or game changing all that much for the game. It's an add-on, dude. Those traits changed like the core everything of the game.
But traits don't matter though.
Oh no, sorry. I meant Union Cross as in like the update to Union Cross, the renaming and everything, which covered the multiplayer mode, the traits, the buff cap increase, all the new medals, all that ridiculous shit. So yeah, no, you're totally right. When it was a big numbered update, it was a huge update.
Mm-hmm. So this is about to be an interesting anniversary, but we're gonna see what happens.
Fire on us.
we're gonna see. Excuse me. What happens next? Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's tweets. But we should be getting a JP tweet in the morning at 7 a.m. EST.
Here's my question though to you. Loss.
Mm-hmm.
If they do drop, like I think they are, well, like people are speculating they're gonna drop in JP, are we gonna expect you to have pulled all of them?
Is that a question to even be asked?
Yes. Yes, it is. Because I need to know. I need to know just how real it is. And am I going to wake up expecting, if I hear this news that they're all coming out, can I expect to see you pulling on all, and I mean all of them?
I don't know about all of them, but at the moment, I know that I can mercy 2.
Okay. So he's getting
at least
outside of Ava.
Flying fuck about Unsaid.
Yeah, outside of Ava. Like right now, I can mercy another 2 foretellers.
Okay, so you'll have 3 total out of the 5. What happens if they release a like Master of Masters version or something of that sort?
Proper. It's me you're talking about.
Man,
I'll get a loan if I got to.
Why would you do that?
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
He gonna end up on the street talking about, man.
I'm gonna go to the corner.
Selling himself for a nickel.
Yeah, he'll come to me.
Oh God.
That's power out of control.
Nah. I mean, I get paid next week anyway, so.
Change.
I will go work the corner if I have to. What?
Hey.
But in mules, bruh. That's.
No, we'll see. But like I said, though, I mean, if they were to release 2 more tomorrow, then I guess we'll see from there on where things head out.
Why wish you got tier luck on your pulls?
Yeah, but I don't know. That God tier luck I had with Riku and whatnot. I think after what was it, Friday morning, I feel like it'll probably be gone. But we'll see.
Hey, Lost, you did pulls for Riku? Because I didn't see a notice for that one on YouTube. Did YouTube F up again?
It was during the stream. You need to see a stream.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah, we did it during the
You're going to be
stream.
so triggered.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do it like if triggered, do not watch that shit.
Okay, say that again. You sound like a robot.
I said if you are easily triggered, do not watch that shit. Because it will
I mean,
for life.
I was supposed to put a highlight video of that today, but I forgot to do that. But yeah, it was a good day. It was a good Friday. Let's just say that.
It's cool. It's cool. You know, I will happily sit back with my boosted one with like perfect PvP traits. I'm good.
Yeah, fuck you. But anyway, so guys, I think that's gonna be it for the lovely podcast of the Kingdom Hearts Senior Talks. Damo, thank you for joining us a little bit late, but you got here anyways.
Yep.
No worries.
They don't have clocks in Australia, man.
Sure.
It's not real. Yeah, it's not real.
They don't have time.
Yeah, and apparently to that post as well from Facebook. Apparently Damo doesn't exist. But anyway, so guys, it's been fun as always. We'll try our best to get another one up next week. But if you enjoyed it and if you got this far, then make sure to spread the word of the lovely, awesome podcast where we are 100% real, but we love to talk mad shit. Take care, guys, and myself and everybody else, we'll see you guys later.
#prop ain't shit.
I hate all of you.